You had a line that you were going down, a theory that you were working with regarding Jeffrey.
Yeah, what if he's just innocent?
Yeah, what if this is all bullshit?
I mean, what if this is
My
just
bad,
like a cover up on something massive?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
What if this is the massive thing, though?
true.
No, but let's pull on that thread a little bit. Like, what if Jeffrey Epstein is just the most unfairly accused man in modern history since Sacco and Vanzetti?
Who's that?
Or Draymond Green.
Draymond Green, yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome back to Macrodosing. It is Thursday. It's July 17th, and today's episode is brought to you by our great friends over at Game Time. There's nothing like getting to a baseball game, especially the last minute. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster, makes it easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. They even get exclusive zone deals. You let them choose your seats within a given set of zones, and you get huge savings in return. It's the easiest app to use for buying tickets. It's the only one I ever use. You can put those savings back in your pocket, spend them at the ballpark, get a hot dog, a new hat, maybe some Cracker Jack. If you're in Chicago, you can get 10% off zone deals for the Cubs at home on Sunday, July 20th versus the Boston Red Sox. Two historic franchises, two teams that are playing really well right now. Look for zones 29 through 32 on the Game Time app. Big T, do you have that pulled up right now?
Yeah.
What are we looking at to get in?
So the zone deal for the sections 29 through 32, you can get in for $173, and those are those first couple sections right down the first baseline. You can get into just the game for $104.
But we're looking at prime foul ball territory.
Right. Oh,
down the first baseline.
the zone deals it's the perfect sections.
Love that. So go to the game, get a foul ball. You know what? I'm going to put a bounty on it. If you use Game Time to get to this game and you get in there and you catch a foul ball, I'll pay for a ticket.
Wow.
How's that sound?
Wow.
Yeah, you got to show me that you bought the ticket on Game Time. Got to show me the ball that you caught, preferably on video too, if you can get the TV broadcast. But I can work with you on that one. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. If you want to get the $20 off your first purchase, download the app, create an account, use code MACRO, get $20 off that first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code MACRO for $20 off. And if you want to be reimbursed for those tickets, just hit up Big T on X.com, the Everything app. Make sure to tag Big T in your picture of the receipt and your picture of the foul ball that you caught. That's at Connor H. Knapp.
Should probably do you. I won't see it, but
tag Mad Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Tag Mad Dog on X.com, the Everything app, and she will let me know, and I will reimburse you if you get that foul ball.
Yeah, I'll track.
How are you going to prove?
Well, I got to see the receipt.
Sure,
on Game Time.
What if they get a ball like during batting practice, or a player just tosses one up to them?
If you get a ball that's tossed from a player, that's fine. I'll
What
accept
about batting
that.
practice?
If you go to batting practice and you just hang out in the outfield for a little bit, like 2.5 hours before, listen, we're going to be on the honor system. I don't want to count those balls, but I admit that I could be fooled by one.
Right.
And it'll be impossible for me to check.
I got one right here.
Let's just do the honor system. Just honor system. Is that been mud rubbed?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see it.
Look at it.
Oh, yeah, that's got that good mud on it. All right, Game Time. Promo code MACRO, MACRO, $20 off.
See, the kids these days, they have fidget toys and shit. I have a Major League Baseball.
That's sick. We are not the same.
Right.
All right, welcome back to Macrodosing. We got Jersey Jerry joining the show today. Jersey Jerry's here, and we also have a very special guest, Brace Belden from the True Anon podcast. We're going to be getting back into our Epstein shit because there's been even more wrinkles to the story in the last week or so. It just won't stop. He's the man that won't die.
He might not be dead.
He might not be dead. He might still be alive. And Brace is going to have all of the juicy details for us on that. Before we get into that, Big T, anything that you want to discuss?
There's several things. Let me go to the sheet that I
Brace
sent.
is logged on, so we'll just talk to Brace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do that.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
There
that's
we go.
beautiful.
There it
You
is.
hear-
That's a beautiful baritone.
It's coming through the mic. Oh,
Yeah.
how high definition is that?
That's beautiful, yeah. Thank you, Brace. Really appreciate you making time. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, actually, kind of a lot's off my plate after this last week.
True. You've been
I
working
no
on this.
longer have to do my GoFundMe's for a potential legal defense. I am able to reconnect with members of my family who will not be tainted by any alleged associations I had with somebody who was alleged to have done many things, but it turns out was just misunderstood. Honestly, I feel incredible, and I have Donald Trump to thank for it.
Yeah, pretty great. And I don't know if you've met Jersey Jerry Brace, but this is Jersey Jerry. He works here.
Hey, Brace.
He's a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He is
Jerry. What are you doing in Chicago?
Yeah. I moved here like 2 years ago for work.
For Barstool.
Yeah. So I work with this company. Yeah, Barstool.
But they don't got you in the New York office?
So I was, but then they told me, hey, you have to move to Chicago. So then I was like, okay, I'll go.
He wanted to live under Brandon Johnson's rule, so he said,
Yeah.
he said, send me out to the Midwest. Jerry is our 2-time returning Lib of the Year award winner, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So yeah, it's a real award we give out every year, and Jerry's won it twice. So
going for a third this year.
Who are some of the other recipients?
Chris Long won it,
Right,
I believe,
right.
3 times, and then Billy Football won it
Okay.
1 time.
Good company.
Yeah.
Very prestigious.
So Jersey Jerry, just to check, I don't want to assume anything. Your pronouns he, him?
They, them.
We're working with that? All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
They,
All
them.
right.
Yeah, they.
That's a
don't
2-time Live with the Water.
You can't clip that.
You're earning that third one.
You can't clip that.
So Jerry Brace has been a recurring guest on Macrodosing. He's been like, I think I learned more about the Epstein case from Brace before 2020 than any other person, news source.
Okay.
Right? You've been deep in this shit for a long time. So does that ever piss you off that there's a lot of, like, there have been a lot of Johnny-come-latelys that arrive on the scene to the Epstein story, and they're talking about stuff that Brace knew back in like 2015, 2016.
I think like anything else, you get sick of like viral slop bullshit. But other than that, I mean, it only thing that ever bugs me is when people are like, look what we just found. And it's just like some shit that has been publicly knowledge reported on for many years about Epstein or whatever. But that doesn't, you know what I mean? What are you going to do? You know, it's, if you get frustrated morons on the internet, then, I would start cutting my thighs to just to feel something. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of freaks out there. I got to tell you, I've been loving. So Jersey Jerry, I take it you're Republican.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Are you more Republican than Big T?
I think we were pretty much the same.
Big T, what would
Big
you
T
say?
agrees with me on most everything.
Yeah, I think Jerry is more of a Republican than I am. I might be, how do I phrase this? I think we're equally right wing. I think he is more of a Republican than I am.
Okay, so
But
he's
you would say Big T is more on the right wing of like the international communist movement rather than like the right wing of like politics in general.
Sure.
yeah, exactly. That's a fair point to make. We did have was he a Stalinist? What was his exact definition for himself?
I think just communist.
He was we had a communist on the show a couple weeks ago. Big T they built a lot of common ground. A lot of common ground between these guys.
I don't know if we had.
I think the grievances were the same. You share a lot of grievances. And Big T is probably our biggest grievance guy that he has. Like he is annoyed with
I love it.
most everything. Yeah.
Big T, I feel you. I am aggrieved constantly. People are constantly getting on my nerves, so I get you.
So
I have a
Yeah.
So no, go ahead. You're the host. I don't know why I'm
well, no,
fucking
Bray,
asking
I want you to go in any direction that you want on this, but we need to figure out what the response to the new wrinkles in the case are going to be, because it seems like it's a big Democrat hoax, the Epstein list, and you have said many times publicly that that there's no list. We're not going to get a list because the list is something that doesn't exist. There are case files that are out there, and you can go through the case files and kind of start connecting dots and see who were the people that either helped finance the operation, that took part in the operation, that spent time on the island, that have been named by accusers of doing sordid things. But we're not going to get a list that the FBI has where it's like a spreadsheet and it lists, okay, this guy, Bill Gates, got jacked off twice by two 12-year-olds. You know, like it's not going to be cut and dry like that. So why do you think Pam Bondi said that there was a list?
Listen, everybody here, you guys are on Barstool, right? You're in the media. And you know, sometimes like someone comes up to you and is like, what's your favorite player on the Lakers or whatever? And they put a microphone in your face and you sort of panic and you just like say a name that sounds athletic. And then everyone's like, you're a fucking idiot. I think that's kind of what happened with Pam Bondi. I think I'm not a politics guy, but I wasn't completely familiar with Pam Bondi's work before getting in. I know she was they were going to get Gates in there. Gates is a little more savvy, definitely a little more media savvy. And then they put Pam Bondi in there. And this lady is like going on every news show being like, yep, we have every file. We're just going to, oh my God, we just got a truckload delivered last night. You will never believe. She goes on TV and she says, the things I'm seeing on my desk are extraordinary. You would never believe them. They're disgusting. And she was asked directly, is there a list? Which, by the way, yes, you're right. Like the list as like a physical thing of like list of pedophiles was like some shit that kind of got memed into existence like in like 2022, 2023. She says yes. I think she just didn't really know about what was going on with the whole Epstein thing. And really overpromised, and since then has been trying to cover her ass. So do you remember back in February they released the Epstein Files Phase 1, and it was just that fucking binder that had like libs of TikTok. By the way, almost 40, unmarried Orthodox woman. If you are watching this right now, I will have completely. If you want to hook up, no strings attached, just to see what it's like. In case you're like, later I do want to get married, because most Orthodox women, I said, this is a Jew, are married many decades earlier than you've never been. And so if it's been afraid of having sex is the problem, I'm willing to do it because I do think you're pretty.
You're a good starter kit. If she's like
starter kit.
Yeah.
My penis isn't that big. I'm gentle. I'm not very physically strong, so I could it's like do anything crazy.
Fisher Price, my first penis.
Yeah, exactly. It's a starter penis. But they had all these like influencers kind of come up and like hold these binders and smile for the cameras, and the binder said Epstein Files Phase 1. And obviously over the next day it became very apparent that those were just like previously released files, or, which is my classic favorite thing the government does, just completely redacted pages of just like black boxes over names, I guess. And that I think was a big embarrassment for the administration, kind of an unforced error that kind of came out of like the meme side of MAGA, of like the people who had basically podcasts and were like, sort of hyping this up for a lot of years. And then, they overpromised after that. Even they went further, and they were like, we're going to actually bring you fucking everything. And, they've been hiding this stuff from us. Like, SDNY has been hiding all these documents. Cash Patel, who, by the way, and I say this with love in my heart, and in another world, I would be bisexual. I am afraid. Very literally, I'm homophobic. I'm afraid of having gay sex. What if I love it? I don't know. I have heard Cash Patel is gay. I just putting that out there. I've heard that very recently. I've gotten some great tips on that. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, I've just heard that he is. Maybe he just sees a woman with one eye, and then he's, he doesn't know where he's at because he's kind of cross-eyed.
Well, have you seen the things? A lot of people online think his wife is like an intelligence agent for like Mossad or something.
She had to come out. I don't think it's his wife. I think it's his like girlfriend.
Oh, really?
I don't think they're married. They're in a problematic age gap relationship. He is a bit older, but obviously women, once they see that Joe Rogan 5'5", 280 pounds of pure TRT, they're like, I want to fuck this guy. It's so bad.
Hockey
Plus
guy.
TRT. Yeah, and also TRT kind of makes your nut like, you can't have kids really when you're on it, and so they can fuck raw.
He's on the pill.
But and you know that motherfucker's on prep too. But Cash Patel was, he was a media guy after the first Trump administration, and he had this podcast. And you guys know when you're doing a podcast, sometimes you just got to keep fucking talking.
You just
say
let
a lot
it
of
loose.
shit.
Yeah, you let it rip.
You let it rip. And he let it rip way too many times on that podcast about Jeffrey Epstein. Same thing with Dan Bongino, and so now we're at this funny juncture where Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, Dan Bongino, the deputy director, who have these media careers that they sort of parlayed back into politics. And then you have Pam Bondi, who is not like a media person, but
Blondie.
sort of
Blondie.
Yeah. Bondi, like a mega judge or whatever, a law woman. And they both, I think, want different things from whatever happened with the Epstein thing. And I feel like Bondi's won out. Like, I think Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, if they'd had their druthers, would have probably released something at least a little bit salacious and had like a full redacted page with like the name Bill Clinton on it or something, some shit like that. But Pam Bondi, I think, is just like, nope, nothing is coming out. We're doing nothing. And because she's the head of the DOJ, I think it won out. And so there's been this sort of, I kind of thought it would fizzle, but in the past week, there has been a low-grade MAGA civil war going on. And, we'd heard that Dan Bongino did not come into work on Friday, which, if that's a crime, put me in prison. But he was, he was sort of quiet quitting. And I guess he's back at work this week, but there was a big fight between them. And now Trump has weighed in. And listen, these are all goats on the cliff, but at the peak, there's only one, and that's Donald Trump. And he's like, Epstein's fake. That dude's not even real. I didn't fuck with that guy, but also, even though I did fuck with that guy, he didn't do anything. It's all good. And it's funny because I've always, I'm whatever, people put me all sorts of political labels on me, but I've always been like, if Trump was like groping girls, I feel like he had his own way to do that. I don't think he really needed Jeffrey Epstein to be like, here's a 19-year-old, And so like I think that like, yeah, he was definitely friends with Epstein. But I mean, this is just my guess. I never guessed that there was like a lot there that was really salacious. But his reaction to this has made me be like, damn, maybe he was kicking it with him.
He's been really weird about it. But also, let's remember, if he was groping girls, he was a Democrat at the time. That was Democrat Don.
Interesting point.
That did that.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point.
Right?
That was a good point.
Like I feel like if he's listened to this pod, I think he does listen to this pod. That's your get out of jail free pass right there. Be like, yeah, I was a radical left lunatic, and then I saw the light.
Abe Lincoln was a Republican.
People forget that.
People
forget that all the time. So I had a question for you about this guy Leon Black, because he's a guy that I haven't done a lot of research into him. I've heard the name, but I started looking into it a little bit. So Leon Black, he was an associate of Epstein. I believe he was one of Epstein's clients.
Yes.
And he paid him upwards of $200 million for tax advice. Now, Epstein he's not like a tax guru, right? He was never known as a tax guru. He was kind of a guy that got a job teaching from Bill Barr's dad, who also used to be in the OSS back in the day. And he got a job teaching, and then he started to advise people on how to spend their money. And eventually he gets to a point where Leon Black pays him, I think it was $170 million for tax advice and estate planning advice. What kind of advice is worth $170 million?
So Epstein's like financial arrangements that he had with all these guys is, I think, still one of the more opaque. It is one of the more opaque parts of that whole story, because even if you're like, yeah, fucking nothing happened, like all these chicks are liars, like you do have to at some point reckon with the fact that this dude, who had basically no financial training whatsoever, had been for decades, after being, again, plucked out of being a math teacher, advising some of the richest people in the world on either shell companies or moving money around. I mean, he had power of attorney for Leslie Wexner. He is like, it's baffling, I guess, to say the least, because he had all these businesses, and we know that he was a business guy, but there's never been any indication that we've never been able to figure out like what any of his businesses did at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had these offices in the Virgin Islands that just had no one working in them. And like, yeah, it's I think pretty plain that he was doing money laundering on possibly like a massive, massive, massive scale. And yeah, guys like Leon Black, Leslie Wexner, these guys are taking advantage of it. And I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm definitely interested in the whole, child sex trafficking thing, but that seems to be like a part of kind of a larger scheme that he was maybe involved with that had to do with a lot of money moving around for very powerful guys. And sometimes, he mixed the two, Jess Staley at JP Morgan. I think it was at JP Morgan. Maybe it was at Deutsche Bank at the time. I don't know. It's all these things eventually run together in my head. All these emails came out during this U.S. Virgin Islands investigation into the bank's connection with Jeffrey Epstein, of like Jeffrey Epstein very clearly offering Jess Staley girls in like code, being like, Snow White will meet you at, buy the pumpkin or whatever, like talking like Disney terms, obviously like not even really in code, just using a Disney princess's name for the name of the girl. And he was mixing the two. He was mixing business and pleasure, or maybe it was all business. I don't know. It's just that's one of those things where it's like when the U.S. Virgin Islands started investigating that, a couple months later, I think either right before Christmas or right after or before New Year's, but it's like right around then. The Governor General of the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is like a U.S. territory, fired the Attorney General who was looking into this, and completely and specifically over looking into Jeffrey Epstein's relationships with these banks. And it turns out that Jeffrey Epstein seemingly employed and owned several politicians within the U.S. Virgin Islands, including employing the wife of the Governor General of the U.S. Virgin Islands at his fake business that didn't have any employees at it. And so it's like there is this huge kind of web that does, I mean, even in like a minimalist sort of conspiratorial view, that keeps getting stymied at every level. I mean, there was a sex trafficker, one of probably the 21st century's most notorious sex trafficker, who seemingly had a really close relationship, very close relationship, with basically the entire political class of a pretty important U.S. Territory, the U.S. Virgin Islands. And any investigation into that was like quashed by his friends.
Interesting. Jerry, you and I were talking before we started taping.
Yeah.
You had a line that you were going down, a theory that you were working with regarding Jeffrey.
Yeah. What if he's just innocent?
Yeah. What if this is all bullshit?
I mean, what if this is
My
just
bad,
like a cover up on something massive?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like,
What if this is the massive thing, though?
true.
No, but let's pull on that thread a little bit. Like, what if Jeffrey Epstein is just the most unfairly accused man in modern history since Sacco and Vanzetti?
Who's that?
Or Draymond Green.
Draymond Green, yeah. Yeah. Sacco and Vanzetti, there were a couple of Italians. They were anarchists, allegedly, but a lot of people
And
think
they might have shot a guy.
Maybe.
Yeah, but like, how do we get from like this is the worst guy on the planet Earth, kills himself, whatever, and now it's like, yeah, there's no real records of him doing much.
Yeah, well,
besides moving money around and stuff.
They have a lot of records, or they should have had a lot of records.
Yeah.
That got confiscated from his townhouse and his properties. They got a bunch of shit, but they're not going to release any of it. That's the real stuff that people want to look at, is like, because if you see his financial transactions, you see whatever other files that he kept, and he had like a lot of video cameras in every room. Then you start to put together the bigger piece of the puzzle, which is like what was actually going on here? What was he doing? But I did like Pam Bondi's response, where she's like, "I'm not releasing those files. It's child pornography. So you guys are perverts for wanting to see the child pornography."
It is really funny because like, in the memo that the DOJ released to say that there's like nothing there with the Epstein files, they actually say two things that we didn't know before. One is that they claim that there's over 1,000 victims, which we only had a vague idea of like 150, because that's, I mean, obviously there's people who've like come out publicly, but 150 girls have applied to with evidence and gotten money from the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund. So that's 150 confirmed. More than that applied, but 150 confirmed. They said there's over 1,000 victims, and they also said they had over 10,000 images of child pornography that they got from him, in addition to photos of some other people, and or some. They're very vague about it, but like maybe some girls, Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know. We don't know what's in that child porn. I mean, I'm not again. I obviously, yeah, the government can't just release a bunch of child pornography. I don't think anyone's asking them to. I mean, maybe there are some people that are asking. I don't know. Maybe we'll see at the Libertarian Party convention in a few years. But it's one of those things where it's like, I remember I was at Ghislaine's trial, and there was, as evidence, these giant bins of hard drives and these folders of CDs that were taken from Jeffrey Epstein's house in Manhattan by the FBI. And it's always been a mystery. Well, what is on those? You know what I mean? Like, how he is like all, I mean, these are boxes of hard drives. And that's never, listen, you never want to go to your boy's house and like open up, a closet and see like a box of hard drives, because you're like, there's something, at best, we're seeing furry on that. At worst, Epstein style. But it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, there are definitely victims. And again, like whether you take, it's this, he was running this sex trafficking scheme. We don't know. I mean, there are victims that say they were trafficked to other people. People point out Virginia Jeffrey, who sort of backtracked on a couple of things, but there's several other victims that also pointed fingers at other people, including prominent Democrats, prominent scientists, world leaders. And, it's one of those things where, I don't think that Prince Andrew paid out all that money and like ruined his life because he thought that, it was just easier than dealing with the like fighting in.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry.
Yeah.
Before, and just be level with me. Before Trump said this shit, were you like, there's something going on here?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And now, are you kind of like, I don't know now?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore, really. I have a question. These 150 victims, right, that you say confirmed, the confirmed victims.
Yeah.
Have they ever mentioned anybody besides Epstein and Ghislaine?
Yeah. So, well, we don't know a lot of their identities because, like, there's been like, I don't know, maybe there's like 12, 15 victims that have come forth publicly and like given interviews and stuff like that. A lot of these girls, we don't know much about them. They were just people who applied to the compensation fund, and which again is like a private thing. So there's only so much info we can get on that anyways, but you have to have some kind of proof, and there's a kind of stringent process.
Yeah.
So those most of them we don't know because they haven't said anything. I do believe they actually signed kind of a waiver saying that they wouldn't pursue litigation against people involved in this if they took that money, or pursue. I don't know if it's criminal charges, because I don't know if you can actually sign that right away. But I think a lot of people, kind of would just rather like not be known for the rest of their life as a Jeffrey Epstein victim.
Yeah.
There are public. There's several women that have publicly said that they were sort of offered up to other people, and again, including Virginia Jeffrey, who is recently passed away, and who actually had to recant a couple of her accusations. I think on Al Gore, who she said she mixed up with somebody else, and then later, after a long, very strange lawsuit, Alan Dershowitz, although we're not going to call him again this time. Yeah. We called him last time I was on the show. But so yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. Like I would like, why aren't more people coming forward? Yeah. I hope they would. I think that available evidence shows us that there was definitely something going on there. Prince Andrew wasn't just hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein because, there's a lot of charming Jewish guys in their 60s in New York. A lot of them have big houses. I don't know if Prince Andrew necessarily needed to land on Epstein. But But I think what we see with the Jess Staley emails of offering up Snow White and stuff like that, that something was happening, right? And like, bringing a bunch of girls out to the islands. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein had his own predilections where he like, had to have sex or whatever 3 times a day, but he also seemingly was able to provide for friends who wanted it, girls as well. And so there's testimony from other people involved as well, like the former housekeeper of one of their close friends, the Dubins, this sort of rich couple who came out of retirement recently to donate a bunch of money to Andrew Cuomo, from their housekeeper, who said that the housekeeper met a like really freaked out, kind of out of it 14-year-old girl who was in their house, and Epstein had stolen had taken her passport, had taken her to the island. And that leads me to believe that, and a couple other kind of direct accusations, that definitely something was happening with the Dubins, Eva Dubin, Epstein's ex-girlfriend, and Glenn Dubin, her current husband. But yeah, we don't have, like, I'll be the first to admit, there's not like a ton of available stuff out there, which I think is, it's funny. We're dealing with some of literally the most powerful people in the entire world. And so that doesn't surprise me so much. But if it's not true, I think that there's ways to prove that, which is one is make as much sexual content, I guess, available to people that is in the FBI archives. I mean, I think that would put a rest to certainly a lot of theories if they just released a bunch of evidence.
Yeah, I mean, the sexual stuff is always going to be the splashy thing that people look at and they're enticed by, they're interested and intrigued by it. But I think the financial connections that he had, those are equally important, because you can financially blackmail people.
Oh, for sure.
Like, that's what you can use to control people with. When it comes to the video evidence that they've presented recently, speaking of the Manhattan Correctional Facility, they put out the video of 2 jail cells that were not Jeffrey Epstein's jail cells.
Yes.
But I guess you could see a hallway, and that hallway was supposed to prove something. I think that their mistake was everyone is trying to aura farm. Everyone in like that's around the administration, they're trying to aura farm, because the best way to get an attaboy, a pat on the head from the president, is to be on the news or to give a press conference and to say something strong and powerful that he admires. And then they say, you're doing a really good job. And then you feel good about your job security. And then you can retire and sell a shit coin to him in like 20 years. But I think that in this case, Pam Bondi, when she referred to the raw footage that came out, I think she wanted to say the word raw. She's like, raw footage sounds...
Saying raw footage feels so good.
Doesn't it? And it's like, it's intriguing, and it seems like you're dealing in a world of like high-tech espionage. You're like, yeah, this is the raw footage. And she had no idea what the term raw footage actually meant, which was like, unedited, unprocessed video. So she gets the video, or the Department of Justice does. They end up getting caught via the metadata that they uploaded it into Adobe Premiere. Is that what we're using right now, guys?
We use Adobe Premiere.
We're on Adobe Premiere. All right. So
we're on the Bondi software.
Yeah. So you upload that into your program, and then via the metadata, it says that it got changed twice, or saved 3 or 4 times or whatever, and then exported. And then that's the footage that they sent over. And now, through more metadata, we're seeing that there were a lot of notes that were given specifically around the time frame where we had the missing minute that allegedly happened every day, but there's a lot of notes that were put into the system before it got exported. So now I don't know what to think about. Now I've kind of become more radicalized about the missing footage, whereas earlier I was willing to like explain that away by saying they don't know what raw footage means. They just wanted to put in a easily digestible format and then send that out to the news and release that. But now that there's all these other things that have been found where they're like making notes in it, and actually it sounds like editing parts of it. Now I've kind of flipped all the way back around where I'm like, yeah, they deleted that shit. They deleted a minute. What are your thoughts on the footage?
I actually have had the exact same intellectual journey as you, PFT. I at first I was like, listen, cameras do turn over sometimes. That is true. So I'm like, all right, that's like that would be such a stupid explanation if they were lying that like there's just no
Right.
way. Like if you're gonna lie, you'd do a better job than that. And then I'm like, you listen to Pam Bondi talk, and I'm like, damn, she might be like a little simple, which is fine. And like there are like I obviously equity, but it is now with like the metadata stuff. I don't listen, I'm not a nerd. I don't know a lot about that kind of thing. But I am much more suspicious of it than I was. And I was never even like a this camera has the footage guy, because I've known about this footage for years, because the actual footage from outside Epstein's cell famously did not get uploaded. Like it was streamed, but like they didn't save the footage. This footage, I think Mike Pompeo gave an interview about it on a plane to Montana in like 2020 or 2021. It's like, I've seen the footage, there's nothing there. And he's right. If you watch this footage, it's a lot of skipping around, maybe put on some Huberman in the background and sort of just zen out watching it. But it is now like a little strange. Like, why would you put that into Adobe? Like, it's just the footage. I mean, I guess if you need to like change the file format or something, but like, I don't know. Like I think one of the problems we're running into here is that, remember on those binders that they gave out to all those like MAGA influencers back in February, it said the most transparent administration in American history. Now, listen, I support all presidents, no matter which party, and I take them at their word, but we know that this is not true, right? And I think that the problem is some of that stuff is a little bit for the rubes, I guess you would say. The rubes on either side. And there's rubes everywhere. I'm not saying that Republicans are rubes. I'm saying this is for the rube part of the base. I think that is like a bridge too far when it's like, well, this is clearly not transparent. Like you're doing some weird shit with the fucking video. And even if it's fine, just to pretend, like to basically lie, even if you don't know you're lying, you're just like, I don't know what raw footage is. It really damages credibility. And again, like I thought this was going to be basically a dud thing that like didn't, they were going to say, oh, there's nothing there. We all knew that they were basically going to say something like that. I thought they would actually put out something, but besides the video. And so I think that there's just been missteps every step of the way. I'm actually kind of shocked that that Trump is still backing Bondi so hard, just because she's just had so many PR disasters in the past couple of weeks that you'd think he'd like kind of try to discipline her in public by like, kind of talking shit a little bit. But he has really been riding with her and trying to, I guess, stem the tide of anger that's coming out from a lot of the MAGA base.
So what happens with Ghislaine now? Because she's got an appeal that might go in front of the Supreme Court, right? So she's
so funny.
So what's going to happen with that? And a lot of people have said like, oh, she's the first person to be convicted of sex trafficking people to no one. But it's possible to be convicted for sex trafficking even if you don't have the list of people that you were sex trafficking them to. That's a possibility when you're looking at the prosecution. So I see that, but what's going to happen with her? Because it does seem like this. It's almost like they're hand waving away the entire case. And I feel like that does make her appeal stronger.
Well, yeah. So there's two things. One is that Trump has now started saying it. And Trump, if you're listening, I know you're listening. This is a bad idea. You need to back away from this line. I know you thought this is going to work, but it's not going to work. Trump is now trying to be like, Obama came up with these files. And like, these are Obama and Clinton and whatever. I'm like, Trump, you were president when Jeffrey Epstein got arrested. Like, I'm kind of surprised he's never owned it more. And like pretended like he was kind of like did it or whatever.
That's what the Q people, like that was his fulfilling their prophecy, right? He's like, I did it. I arrested the big pedophile.
I know, but he's kind of distancing himself from it, and it's saying that these were a hoax along the lines of like Russiagate, and he's just like bringing in like Hunter Biden's laptop, and which if you ever want to do an episode about that, I have seen the whole thing, man. It is grim, my brother. We should do it. We should do a Hunter Biden laptop episode. But I think it's funny. Like he's always like, because Ghislaine got arrested also when he was president, and he was asked about it a couple of times, and his answers, so sometimes people say something to Trump and he just like kind of responds with a non sequitur in like a way you're like, I don't know if you were really listening to the question. and he said like, oh yeah, I wish her well, like the first time. And some people were like, he wishes her well because she trafficked girls to him. I was always kind of just like, I think he was just like, yeah, sure, I wish her well. But then he did it again, and he was like, I wish her well, we'll see, I wish her well. And so now, Ghislaine's team, which is basically composed of her siblings and a couple other freaks, on their Free Ghislaine website, have sort of launched a petition, or are basically trying to get public support from maybe I don't know what, like, because I don't really know who would stake the reputation on this. That Ghislaine, it's all big misunderstanding, and Ghislaine is sort of being punished for Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. But now that we know that Jeffrey Epstein didn't really do anything, then like maybe we should let her out. And I would have said no way, 6 months ago, but I could see potentially at the end of the administration, her, for whatever reason, maybe if you're listening to this, anyone from the Ghislaine Maxwell family, you got to make a big ass donation to World Liberty Financial, the Trump Bitcoin or fucking shitcoin thing. I could see her being pardoned, and that would be extraordinary. I mean, I was at that trial every single day. She did that shit. like she for sure. Trafficking is actually like, it's like, in terms of what she did, because she was mostly accused of just trafficking it, or just was accused. They kept the case tight of just trafficking Jeffrey Epstein. And yeah, it's, you transported girls across state lines who are underage for the purposes of sex. You can actually traffic obviously adults as well, but most of these girls were underage at the time this happened. I think maybe one or two weren't. And they got her pretty dead to rights on that. And so, I mean, there's just like receipts for, plane tickets, and, there's flight logs. And I just don't really see how she's going to get out of this. But then, like, now I'm like, well, maybe anything's possible. Like, if Trump gets so pissed off about, like, he's like, today he tweeted out, he's like clearly annoyed by a lot of the furor that this has caused. I could see him being like, fuck it, get her out. She's released.
Yeah.
But why would that would make it worse, would it not?
Yeah, but and listen, we all love Trump here. We all support our president. Sometimes
Correct.
He does things that makes it a little worse.
Right, but it's very interesting to me, because while he's never been accused of being the most politically savvy president we've ever had, it seems so obvious that this is something that, like, it's cartoonish the way they're being like, actually it's fake.
Yes.
It was Obama, which, like, dude, then just release the fake shit, and then nobody will care. Like,
that was the other possibility that I was going through, because he's starting to like be like, it's Obama, which I'd be very interested to know if Obama was involved in this. I think we all would, right?
Yes,
like that would be the ultimate plot twist.
Obama is 100% having sex with like 45-year-old actresses in LA right now.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
He's a MILF hunter. He is not a what, but yeah, agreed. Let's see.
There's also a possibility that they could just fake some stuff. They could just create some stuff out of nowhere to get the heat off, right?
I mean, sure.
Like, just write up a bunch of fake documents and release those.
Dude, I think this is why it's so baffling to people, because I'm like, dude, if you're Trump, it's the smartest thing to do. You don't have to release everything. Release like 10 things that no one's seen before and be like, we're still going through it to protect victims or whatever. Like, do like a limited hangout, drib drab kind of release of documents over a period of time that aren't really like, they don't really show anything. Maybe they're salacious or something, but they don't like have any important stuff in them. It seems like a complete misfire to build up all of this like huge. I mean, Trump talked about it on the campaign trail, like 2 different interviews. He talked about with Lex Fridman, who, listen, we're all podcasting here. Yep. That is our star. That is our fucking Kobe. That is our MJ. That is both Jordan and Jackson. He is the best.
Some guys are just talented, like even at professional levels of sports, it's like we're all good here, but some guys, they're just different. And
only Lex could get across from somebody and wearing a suit and tie and sort of lick his lips and be like, do you think forgiveness is an important trait in a person?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Yeah.
3 hours, and then 3 more hours to go.
President Zelensky, Say something nice about Putin. Give him a compliment.
That was like a question I would ask Zelensky. Like, so what do you like about Putin?
Yeah.
There's gotta be something, you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, I mean, Donald Trump told Lex Fridman, we're going to release the files. He said it on the news that they're going to release the files. I think he was sort of forced into this by a combination of like, QAnon sort of like dissipated and became just a vague, like save the children kind of thing. And that's a little bit more like respectable, I guess, than being like actually Trump chills with JFK Jr. and like they're gonna fight all the deep state or whatever. But he seemingly like is frustrated with that part of his base or something. I don't know why, because those are like his biggest fans who will like those are like not even Republicans. Those are people who just like Donald Trump. And like I don't understand exactly the logic behind this. In fact, I don't understand it at all. And I think that it's one of those things where it's sort of spiraling more and more each day, and it's creating these big rifts in the MAGA movement, which we saw at like this TPUSA conference last week. And Tucker Carlson's like all about it. Is like, why won't they release it? He's directly accusing Israel of being involved. And I think we're seeing this like break between these people who are sort of being like, I'm independent, like Trump did this thing and I don't like, and like, look, I'm willing to criticize him on this. And then these other people who are very like slavish, like Charlie Kirk himself, being like, you know what? It's Kash Patel. He would never lie to me.
I trust
there's
him.
nothing there.
It is crazy. Charlie Kirk literally said, he's like, I trust my friends in the government. Like, dude, what are you talking about? I hate the government.
About?
I don't trust anyone in the government.
I thought the whole point of being a Republican is that you don't like the
Me
federal
too.
government.
Me too.
This is
I'm
the
like,
Me Too movement.
It's when your friends in it, you're gonna be like, no,
Right.
no, but he's chill. He's chill.
Do you think so? It seems to me it's likely one of these three things, and I'm curious which you think it is. Do you think, one, they saw the files and they're like, there's really just like nothing there, it's boring, we're just going to try to explain it away? I think that's the least likely. Do you think, two, they saw the files and they're like, holy shit, this is so bad, we can't possibly release it? Or three, there are no files?
So I think they're all possible. I think, well, we have to also consider that like these are the files that the DOJ has. When Jeffrey Epstein's house was raided, the police and the FBI made the extraordinary choice to let his lawyers in, who took some stuff out of his safe. And this was sort of a minor scandal that has just been kind of, I don't know, been overshadowed by much larger ones. But we have to remember, like, they just might not have some of these files. Like, there might not be some, there is definitely, obviously, they're saying they have incriminating stuff, but they're like, these files might be in other agencies, is what I'm saying, or in private hands. B, I think some of it is like, oh damn, this is so bad. When they were like, there's like a ton of child porn, I was like, that is actually like, oh, even if you take the minimalist view and you're like, all these guys just hung out with him because he was so interesting. Like, that means that this dude who was like a definite, real, straight up pedophile was like chilling with basically every powerful person in the world for a really long time, even after he got arrested for soliciting a minor. And there could be images of people in there. That was one of the things that Trump sort of said. And I kind of think this is a tossed off comment, but now I'm like, was it not? He said that, like, in the Epstein, investigative files and all these tons and tons and tons of files that the DOJ has, like, there's innocent people in there. There's people who have not been like arrested of a crime or accused of a crime publicly in there. And like, we can't release that. And that is like, there is, truth to that. Also, you can release things and redact names, obviously. I don't know. It's one of those things where I mean, they clearly have a ton of stuff. There's so little transparency that we like can't make an assessment. It's all this guessing from the outside. And that was whatever when the government was kind of just stonewalling and like never released anything. But like now it's so, I don't know. It's there. I'm like more suspicious now of stuff than I kind of have ever been, of stuff I sort of even wrote off before, of being like, that's a coincidence or whatever. I mean, remember, like one of the first scandals in Trump's administration was when Alex Acosta was a Secretary of Labor, and Alex Acosta was, there's plenty of people qualified for that position, but he was the guy who gave Jeffrey Epstein his big sweetheart deal, and when he was U.S. attorney for I guess Southern District of Florida, and it's just there's all these things now that I'm like, man, maybe there really is like more of a conspiracy than I thought. I always thought there was something like that, but like now I'm like more convinced of it. I'm like, there is a cover up of whatever, it might just be people covering their own asses about like their complicity and involvement or in some way, or just them being friends with a pedophile. But like, there's something here, I think. And if there's not, there's no way for us to know. But the way that they're acting is so suspicious that like I wouldn't blame anyone from taking the absolute maximalist approach and being like, yeah, they're all fucking guilty.
Yeah, I would say that somebody that's insanely rich and was money laundering and is on the hook for, hundreds of millions of dollars of tax fraud is going to be able to fight just as hard as somebody who would be accused of doing the sex trafficking stuff and the illicit stuff. Like that's also a dangerous, powerful person that will be able to cover up a lot of things. So there's a lot of people that had the means to cover up any wrongdoing that they might have been. So yeah, where do we go from here? Is anything else? I mean, you were talking about the possible step of like releasing some things. The easiest thing for him to do would have been phase 2, and Trump tell Bondi, like, release all the pages about Bill Gates, all the information that we have about Bill Gates. And then because Bill Gates' wife did leak that shit to the press. Like that's like known at this point, and like so he was doing something. Yeah, but I don't know where we go from here. There is like a civil war going on amongst his supporters, and a lot of them are saying like they hear Israel, and then you get a lot of people being like, oh, it's the Jews. This is a Jewish conspiracy, when it should be more just about intelligence, powerful people, the webs that they weave to retain power has nothing to do with religion, but Israel is notorious for having the best or most effective intelligence operation in the world. So they're going to be weaved in, but it has nothing to do with that religion. But it seems to be going more in that direction of, people are starting to be like, blame the Jews. Well, so there's been a sort of interesting development on the right-wing media sphere, I guess, in the past few years. I think for a while, people have kind of understood that like both parties are very pro-Israel, but the Republicans are often more pro-Israel because there's like a religious evangelical kind of element to it. And so, there's sort of divorced from politics. It's kind of just like, not divorced from it, but not, but also that exists kind of discreetly from like the political angle. And, there's kind of been a rupture in that in the past few years. I think there has been just overall where people are like, damn, Israel has like a lot of influence in the US. And like, there's like, it's kind of crazy that you can't not be pro-Israel, which is a different country, and like be in politics. And like, you see this happening on both like in the Democrats and the Republicans. Obviously it's happening a little bit more in the Democrats right now because of certain events. But with the Republicans, you had Candace Owens sort of being the first to break. And she actually just became like I think she's so fucking, by the way, Candace, if you're watching this, you are a straight up 10 out of 10 Barstool Smoke Show. It is crazy. You, my Nubian queen, I love you. But you, unfortunately, you don't like, she's like, totally anti-Semitic, and I'm not like a guy who's like seeing that everywhere. She is fully like, she's bought into like medieval like anti-Semitic conspiracies. I don't know. I don't answer
know
for the Black Plague,
but you see, I mean, there's like that kind of people, and like Nick Fuentes and these kind of like shock jock kind of like right wing, like far right people, and then you have people like Tucker who have just become a little more like, who have started talking about Israel in a critical way, and meanwhile, and then there's like a few people like that. And then you have this issue of the Epstein stuff, which I think is entwined with the Israel stuff, because Jeffrey Epstein was like one of his closest friends was Ehud Barak, former Israeli prime minister. And Ghislaine Maxwell's father is famously rumored long before Epstein rose to prominence of having been a spy for the state of Israel, and of having worked closely with Israeli intelligence. I mean, there's books on it. And I think having this enter into things in like, you know what, we're gonna come up on the 3rd-year anniversary of Israel's war in Gaza. I think that and so much crazy shit has happened, kind of obviously in Gaza, but also in America. All the weird stuff with the colleges and all of these, like, these the House Republicans Twitter account being like Shalom Mahmoud for when Mahmoud Khalil got wrapped up in deportation proceedings.
Mhm.
I think that there's like this sort of other fracture in the right that is like about Israel. And like, yes, and for some of those people, I mean, like Candace Owens, I don't, she's just like an insane anti-Semitic lady, but like there, I think is a real fracture in some way about Israel. Either people wanting to think we should just focus on China or whatever else. That the Epstein stuff being dropped into has made both of those things like a lot more prominent, I guess. And so we're seeing these kind of ruptures happen. And you see these ruptures with the Democrats too. Like, I think there's just they're just much more apparent there. Or not apparent, but like they've been out in the open a little bit longer there. And yeah, I'm very curious. And so like, a lot of people think Epstein worked for Mossad. I mean, we have no proof of any of this. So
Yeah.
like, I would be like, yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I mean, I'm not going to, sometimes people are like, he's a Mossad agent. I'm like, well, I don't know he's a Mossad agent. You know what I mean? Like, that's me guessing. Who knows what he was doing? He could be a private data broker who worked with all these different intelligence agencies. I don't know. I find it very unlikely that the CIA wouldn't know that he was doing that. If he was doing that, and who knows, it could be some other supranational, whatever organization. He was close to the Saudis as well. But I do think Ehud Barak visiting him over 100 times, often in disguise at his townhouses. We're learning a little something there. And so I just think that like this is kind of happening at this peculiar time when there are these sort of fault lines in politics that were not really present when he first got arrested, or not when he died, rather, back in 2019. And so I think, I don't know. I feel like Trump is just going to double down. But I could be wrong. I mean, Trump always keeps you guessing. But I feel like he's going to double down and be like, it's bullshit. There's nothing there.
Yeah. Jared, do you have anything else for Brace? Because I have a hard pivot. Another thing that I want to ask Brace
I would just
about.
say I was very interested, really knowledgeable about the whole situation. I just think it's what Big T said, that I think second option is just like, this is really bad. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's like, it's too
It's
bad.
worse than you thought.
I thought you said you believe Trump.
Yeah, but I'm switching. I'm switching now.
Mhm.
I think it could be really bad.
Worse than anyone thought.
Yeah.
Like everyone.
Well,
In
dude,
the
because
words
what
of,
like if we take the I love the balloons on the Zoom that I'm seeing here. I don't know if those are going to appear in the final.
Just
final
give a
cut,
thumbs
but I
up?
think you should keep them in.
Did Mackenzie do that?
I do. I'm like, yeah, because like, what if it is like, yep, he was working with the CIA and Mossad to like give children to Bill Gates or whatever. If that came out, that would like destroy politics.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that would be, you know what I mean? Like
That
they can't
actually
do that.
would seem to me to be the only logical reason for, like, if he was working for the CIA or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that maybe you can't release. So, but if it was, just that all these powerful people were pedophiles, like, I understand that's going to cause some, but like that's exactly what we should know.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
And those people should be in prison and or killed, and we should start over.
I think the other danger is we find out that it was done via our own intelligence agencies who have done bad things in the past. The MK Ultra.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
also MK Ultra. When you look at the files, I think they only declassified 20% of them. The rest of them were
They
destroyed.
say they burned the rest of them.
Yeah, the rest were destroyed at the direction of a CIA officer, or I think somebody in leadership, when they found out that Congress was going to ask for them.
Yeah, leadership.
So we know
they burned him. They burned him at a warehouse, and so we mostly know about MK Ultra because of this one list that didn't get burned, and then there's like existing documents at various sites.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that we don't even know about that, and that was already bad. I think if we found out that the CIA was actively participating and encouraging child trafficking in the in defense of gathering intelligence and cementing our power in the world, then it's like that becomes a even bigger story, I think.
And that is the only, at least in my mind, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that would be the only logical reason if you are in the government now to not release it. Unless like Donald Trump personally was involved in this, which I don't. If that was the case, I think we would have known it. So like, there's really no reason to not release it unless it's like a massive intelligence.
Well, and I would assume that if it was an intelligence thing, like a sanctioned operation by the CIA, they probably would have destroyed a lot of those files already, just like they did with MKUltra, which we're never gonna know.
Well, also, I mean, remember when Elon Musk had his neurodivergent spaz out on Twitter, and he was like, Trump's in the Epstein files. It's like, well, maybe, and that's why they're not being released. I mean, I think he's, probably just deep in a K-hole tweeting this stuff. But one thing we have to remember is Steve Bannon interviewed, and of his own admission, has like 16 hours of footage of him, HD footage. You can see all the blackheads of him interviewing Jeffrey Epstein in like, what is it, like 2017? I mean, you have Jeffrey Epstein, and he's released he tried to make it seem like he was doing a documentary about how bad Jeffrey Epstein was, but the footage was so clearly not that he can only use like 30 seconds in a fake trailer he made for a movie about that, which never came out. And so there's I think one of the things we should be demanding too is that Bannon release the Epstein footage.
Yeah. He was providing he was a media consultant for Jeffrey, right? Yeah. Weird stuff. So, Brace, I do have a hard pivot that I want to switch to, because you were a man of many interests, a professional gentleman of leisure, but you also use a lot of your leisure time to do self-improvement and to grow and to explore new things, especially online. You've been really into the AI stuff recently. You've been getting really in. You're getting good at creating AI pictures. I don't know if AI movies are a thing that you're dabbling in
I've been doing that, but not in a good way.
Yeah. So where are we going with this? What's been going on that front?
I can't say too much because I'm working on a larger project, which when it is revealed is going to be devastating for society. But I'm working on like a multifaceted, really, I would say almost terroristic project that is going to make a lot of people question everything they knew about themselves, their sexuality, a lot of stuff. But I've been learning. So I don't like AI like a lot of people. I think it's going to take a lot of people's jobs. I also just am annoyed personally by many of the people who own the companies. I find them to be socially and personally repellent to me. And I think there is like some overhyped stuff, but I do think with some of the image generation stuff, I think it's going to fuck a lot of people's brains up permanently. So I've been trying to learn how to use it. And as part of that, I made myself into a beautiful woman. And then I was like, well, I can't put this stuff out because people are going to have some questions. And then I started making John Fetterman porn. And yeah, I mean, John Fetterman in pornographic situations, sexual situations, some of them just suggestive, some of them rather experimental in their boundaries. And again, John Fetterman, if you're watching this, frankly, you're probably watching it with a gun jammed halfway down your throat, because that does seem to be kind of the way but you do not, I get that you're depressed. You unfortunately did choose to become a senator. I would say maybe another job might be better for you, but it doesn't seem to be whatever. They're for personal consumption. I'm not consuming them in the sense that I'm masturbating to them. Although if necessary, I will do that in front of a journalist to prove the efficacy of them. I'll just think of something else, but still have my eyes open. You guys know how that is. That's what you do at the glory hole or whatever. But it's the technology that they're making, I think, is going to be pretty quickly adopted in a mass way in two ways. I think we're going to see it in ads a lot more, like AI generated ads, which the ones they have made so far, like mostly from Kalshi, they kind of suck. But we're going to see it get better over the next couple of years. But I think really where it's coming out is porn. And I first understood this because sometimes I go on Instagram Reels because it's a freak show. It just shows me freak after freak after freak after freak. And I don't care who you are. I love looking at freaks. I don't judge. I judge a little bit, but I don't judge, and I reserve judgment. I look at freaks, and I started getting served these videos of purported to be women with Down syndrome, but with the beautiful bodies of OnlyFans models who were gyrating softly in front of the camera. And I've seen a lot of people in my 35 years on this earth. I've known some. I've actually, I've been very close to a couple people with Down syndrome. None of them, and I say this with all love in my heart, none of them had bodies that I would describe as snatched, maybe. And so I was like, well, this is peculiar, and I don't think this is real. And so I clicked on some of these profiles, and I saw that these were Down syndrome. These were like OnlyFans models with Down syndrome faces placed on top of them, and then like sexy Down syndrome copy text in the description. And with OnlyFans connected to them, not OnlyFans, different websites that were not OnlyFans, which is notable. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's no way this has to be some kind of like art thing or a prank. And I started looking into it, and there was a couple articles being like, no, look at this weird phenomenon that's happening. So I used some of my contacts in the masturbation sphere, and I ended up interviewing this fucking guy, not for the show. I mean, I recorded it, but we haven't put it on our show or anything. And he was sort of telling me about this new world of AI and porn, where there's people who basically make rage bait porn, and they buy image sets from girls, usually in third world countries, for about $700 a pop. And then they create these Lauras of people with Down syndrome, which is basically like an AI filter, essentially. I mean, that's for purposes of this. And then they combine them, and they'll buy it up an Instagram account, flood it with reels, and then set up a monetized OnlyFans style website. And there are people in this country, and you know where, it's in Miami, that are making $200,000 a month off of OnlyFans with girls with Down syndrome. But then no one actually has Down syndrome because the girls don't exist. And
Right.
then I explored further, and I found out that there's actually a number of niches that people are using because of it. They call them niches, that are AI assisted, including what they call nuggets, which are quadruple amputees.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of nuggets. You're seeing the 3-breasted woman, a law, Total Recall. And these are sort of flooding the masturbation spaces on the internet. And I think acclimating people more and more to like this sort of this weird nether zone where you don't know. Sorry, my alarm's going off. Where you don't know, or maybe you just don't care if a woman is real or AI, because you're so sort of in the bone zone that like reality itself doesn't matter. And so and funnily enough, I kind of like bring this back to MK Ultra a little bit, because I'm like, you're doing this it's these people are sort of brainwashing themselves via gooning and reaching this weird state of like self-hypnosis by watching sort of a nugget gyrate sexily in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really harmful for people. And so I'm possibly creating, again, I can't talk about exactly what I'm doing, but I'm doing something that is going to change the world forever.
Maybe not in a better way. You said it has
It's
potential to
just
be
gonna
very
change the
destructive. Okay. All right. That's all we can hope for, right? Leave your mark.
Yeah. Leave your mark, and it doesn't matter where the mark is or who it's on, but just leave the mark. But I'm learning how to use the technology. I learned it on myself, and now I'm learning it using the more X-rated stuff via John Fetterman.
I do have to say that female brace, kind of a dish. You look pretty good.
I think I sent you her, right?
Yeah. She was not bad. She was a solid 8.
She's not bad.
Yeah, it was great. But I do think that making X-rated porn out of sitting U.S. senators, I feel like that's probably the only way to get Congress to do anything about AI.
Yes. I fully agree. I think that I think it's really bad, dude. I think it's really going to make a lot of people crazy. And like, especially it's the two people who don't understand that everything on the internet is fake tend to be like old people, and then also Zoomers. And so like, I'm worried about, I think a lot of like people kind of in the middle are kind of like, you don't believe everything you see on the internet. But I think, a lot of this stuff was sort of pioneered with people being like, look, AOC has big ass titties, and like making things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in John Fetterman's tumescent penis sticking through a towel. That's what I want to see. Because you gotta wonder. You see a guy. I mean, I know you guys are like this because you're sports guys. You ever see like a big like the refrigerator? That was a Chicago guy, right?
Yeah,
the
William
fridge.
Perry.
Yeah.
You ever like look at a guy like that and you're like, God, man, wonder what his fucking pecker looks like.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't want to touch it or anything, but like you want to see. I've seen
You wanna
the
know.
rest of him. I feel like my picture's incomplete. You know?
Yeah, like you see a picture of Shaq and his wife is like 5'1", standing next to, and you just wonder how the physics works.
Well, exactly. And so like it's almost like it's like you're walking by a puzzle every day and there's a piece missing. And yeah, okay, I want to put that piece in. Does that make me want to see Luka, whatever, Djokic's penis? Yeah, I mean, I want to see his penis. I don't want to touch his penis. I just want to see his penis. I feel like if you're a famous athlete, you kind of owe it to, and honestly, if you're a politician too, we should know what you're working with because that can affect how you'll vote on certain things.
That is true. So thank you to Conor McGregor for showing that to the world.
I know, to Azalea Banks, right?
Yeah. What was that on his? Was that a cock ring?
There's a weight.
It looked like his dick was weightlifting. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a weight on his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can send you the picture.
I saw the censored version. I couldn't. But obviously they censored his penis.
Yeah, I'll send you the raw footage.
The dick pic thing is tough as a guy because there's really anybody out there who sent one. It's not for us really like that. It's not. It doesn't look good. You're trying to find an angle and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, man, what am I doing? And even if you take you take the picture and then it's like you go to send it and then there's just like a picture of your dick on your phone. You're just like,
yeah, I'm going to have to delete this one in a second, but I'm going to send this one to you right now. Okay, Bryce?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Send it to me.
So
I have a rule. I don't do it. I don't send the dick pics.
Are you familiar with Jerry O'Connell? The actor.
Jerry O'Connell, the actor?
Yeah. Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
Married to Rebecca Romaine. So
yeah.
He's a good friend of ours. Jerry O'Connell just sent me that dick pic of Conor McGregor because he likes to keep me and Big Cat informed about the goings on in the sports world. So I just sent it to you right now. Now I got to delete it off.
Well, he's not really in the sports world so much, is he anymore?
McGregor, no, not really. I mean, he might fight at the White House. I would say he might be.
Oh, it's a scimitar.
What's that?
It's like like the curved swords they had in Arabia.
Oh,
like
yeah.
A scimitar.
Yeah, like the ones that are on
very
flags.
Curved. Yeah. Kind of like an Italian.
Yeah.
But like see, this is what I'm saying about like taking a dick pic as a guy. Look at his face. He's doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing that, man. You don't want to be doing that. My idea for me, I'm eventually going to leak a sex tape. And what I want to do is I want to have somebody who is just much better at having sex than me filmed and like maybe insert like how they used to like kind of insert actors that were obviously like had a stunt double for stuff. And so like have multiple camera angles, but only show my face when it's just my face in it. And so like, a bunch of me going, whoa,
yeah.
Wow. Or, yeah. And like, and then kind of cut to this like really athletic love making going on in the other part.
I like that. I like that.
Because this is just pathetic.
Brace, I know that you're a busy man, so I want to let you get back to your day. Yeah. Good luck with everything. You got a lot of projects going right now. Very excited.
I got a lot. I'll send you some shit. I'll send you some shit later today, probably.
Okay. I can't wait to see it. But thank you very much for
Jerry. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Brother, it's so nice meeting you.
Big T,
Hopefully
as
we
always.
see each other again.
Always a pleasure, brother.
I'll see you guys.
Later, Brace. Brace was brought to you by our great friends over at Quince. I'm not into chasing trends, but I am all about the stuff that fits right, feels good, and actually lasts. That's why I keep coming back to Quince. Their lightweight layers and high-quality staples have become my everyday essentials. Quince has the kind of stuff that you'll actually wear on repeat. You got breathable flow knit polos, crisp cotton shirts, and comfortable lightweight pants that somehow work for both weekend hangs and dressed up dinners. I love my Quince polos. Gotta say, heavy rotation for my Quince polos. Get compliments whenever I wear them to work. People love the polos, and they're super comfortable. They look great. They feel great. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury pieces without the markups. Stick to the staples that last with elevated essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/dose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dose. Get free shipping, 365-day returns. Quince.com/dose. Says Brace Belden. What did you think about Brace, Jerry?
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a fascinating dude.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So, fun fact about Brace, he fought overseas.
Did he really?
Yeah, not in the United States military,
Okay.
but he fought with a rebel group out of southern Turkey, northern Syria in the Syrian Civil War.
It's pretty crazy.
He's a veteran of that, yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
They were going to make a movie out of him. You know who was going to play him?
Who?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah, I don't know if the movie's going to be made. I think it got scrapped. But yeah, you see that guy and you think Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Like jacked up, Marine type body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mad Dog's into
How
it.
old is he?
Brace is 35.
Okay.
He's 35. He's lived enough life to be like 70.
It seems that way.
Yeah, he's also in recovery.
That's awesome, really.
So yeah, I don't know how many years sober he is. I think like 10 years sober. He was
Good for him.
He was on the junk. He was real deep in it for a while. But yeah, he's
Wild guy.
Good dude. Good dude.
Where'd you find him?
I listened to his podcast. I've been following Brace online for like, I don't know, 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Since he got back from Syria, I read about him, and he's just a fascinating dude.
Oh yeah.
He's also a great troll. Great follow on
To
Instagram.
Twitter? Twitter
Yeah.
or Instagram?
I would follow him on Twitter.
Okay.
He
What's
didn't
his
talk
Twitter?
about this, but he's been using Grok 18 and over mode, and he's been getting Grok to do like some wild sexting, some wild like phone sex, pretty much.
It's pretty wild.
He's had phone sex with Grok. Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
he's like half internet. Brace is. But yeah, so that was the Jeffrey Epstein update. Big T. What else do we want to get into with Jerry?
Well, I sent you. We should have asked Brace about it. That was my fault. I sent you. Have you seen this new Ghislaine Maxwell Reddit theory? I actually don't think it's new. It's new to me.
Okay.
Did you see that or no? You don't look at my sheet.
I'm looking
until the show's
no,
going on?
no. I'm looking at your sheet. What if Ghislaine Maxwell was one of the most famous Reddit users ever? This is wild.
I didn't write that. That's
Yeah.
from someone else. But okay, so there is a user on Reddit. Username Maxwell Hill. This user was the first in Reddit history to amass 1 million karma. Is that? I'm not a Reddit user.
Yeah, I think that's right.
That's like their currency, I guess. First ever to amass that. Maxwell Hill was a daily active user for 14 plus years until suddenly going inactive on July 8th, 2020. You want to guess what happened on July 8th, 2020?
July 8th, 2020. I don't know.
Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested by the FBI.
Okay.
Hasn't posted since that day. Also, a lot of the things that account would it was very influential in like several big of the subreddits. But a lot of the things it would post about would be like, what's the how early can you get married in such and such a state? What are the laws on this, that, and the other? Just shit that most people don't care about. And there were no ever personal details about who was behind that account or whatever. Since then, some like forensic internet, whatever those job titles are, seem to think it's a male in Malaysia based on like speech patterns and things of that nature. But there is a theory going around that was Ghislaine.
I know somebody that can help us get to the bottom of that.
Who's that?
Nick Adams. Nick Adams, USA.
Really?
Recurring guest on Macrodosing. You familiar with Nick?
Yeah, the big Trump guy.
Big Trump guy,
Yeah,
Australian guy?
Yeah.
He just got nominated to be the United States ambassador to Malaysia.
Really?
How crazy is that?
Yeah, so I saw you text something about Ambassador Adams, and then I went and looked. That's real?
That is real.
Pretty crazy.
That is real, my friend. So I DM'd Nick Adams to see if he could come on the show at some point to talk about his plans for Malaysia. But he might be able to look into that and find out if it was actually coming from that country. I'm sure he'll.
Yeah,
get to the bottom
I
of
would
it.
love to know.
So they're saying that she was a popular Reddit user, But nothing like directly incriminating about her.
No.
Okay.
Just some interesting coincidences.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I mean, that's pretty much, I think, all we got on Maxwell and the Epstein stuff. I'm interested to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. I don't think we're getting anything. Ever.
I think a lot of the files, they've been destroyed.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. There's too many powerful people.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
But yeah, it does seem like Trump would have a very easy way out to just...
Well, you got to think, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the more I think about it, like, is he going to burn bridges with friends that might have been there? You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's one other guy that's calling for the release of all the files. You know who that is?
No.
Kevin Spacey.
Wanted to get ahead of it.
Yeah. He said release the Epstein files.
Yeah.
All of them. For those of us with nothing to fear, the truth can't come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. Everyone was talking about Kevin Spacey through the media. And Kevin Spacey definitely hates to make it about himself. So he admitted that he was on the plane. He's already admitted that.
Okay.
He said that he flew on the plane with Bill Clinton to Africa, but he says he never personally knew Epstein. He was in the contact list, as well as Clinton, as well as a few numbers for Trump. And he was also photographed at Buckingham Palace with Ghislaine Maxwell. It was in 2002, but it was published in the Telegraph in 2020. And he was on a private tour of Buckingham Palace that Prince Andrew set up. So Spacey wants it to be released. I just love that Spacey pops up. He has a very high batting average when it comes to his posts and interactions. Because he doesn't post that much, but when he does, it's like...
Pause.
It's going to be him doing Frank Underwood on Christmas Day. You remember that one? Yeah, real creepy guy, or demanding the release of all the files. I would like to see it, though. If Kevin Spacey wants it, he can have the smoke. He's I think Kevin Spacey, I got bad news. No matter what's in the files, you're not coming back. There's not going to be a career resurgence for you. So I still applaud your asking for the release of him. Let's see what else we got today. What do you think about what's going on in New York City, Jerry?
What's happened?
The mayoral race up there. Paid attention at all?
Nope.
Oh,
nothing.
you don't know about Zoran?
Nothing.
You know nothing about Zoran?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, let me talk to you about this guy.
Wait, is that the... No, never mind. No. Mm-mm.
So he is a socialist who won the
Is that the skinny kid? The skinny... Is he skinny?
It's skinny.
He's
I would
a
say
normal
yeah.
looking guy.
I would say skinny.
What's the name?
Zoran.
Zoran Mamdani.
Z?
Yeah.
I think it's Zohran. You should look into some of this guy's policies, JJ.
No, I'm talking of a different guy. Okay, go ahead.
He won the Democratic primary for New York's mayoral race, which means he's going to be the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, honestly, for everybody freaking out about him, I don't think enough people are tuned in to Brandon Johnson and what a nut job, terrible, awful mayor he is. Because, like, Zoran doesn't bother me any more than Brandon Johnson does.
Yeah.
Like, so...
Was Dave talking about this guy on, like, a Fox News show recently?
Yes.
He might have been.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's just, I guess we don't have much to talk with Jerry about if he doesn't know who he is, but...
Well, I'm interested to see what Cuomo's going to do. Because Cuomo's he's not tapping out yet.
Yeah, but he's not going to win.
I know, but it's very funny watching him try. Because he put out a video yesterday, and the video is so funny because he's trying to copy Zoran's style. And so he did just a video in a park outside. Because that's where all of Mamdani's videos have been, like, outdoors in New York City. And Cuomo's always, like, you know, behind a desk in his nice big house at a lectern or something official. And he's like, I got to figure out how to beat Zoran. I know. We'll film this campaign ad outside, and that'll flip everything over.
This guy's young, 33.
Yeah, very gifted politician.
Mm-hmm.
Some horrendous ideas.
Well, give me an idea that he had.
He said crime is a social construct. He wants to erect city-owned grocery stores. I
don't know what the problem with that would be, because it would be, you know, not all grocery stores would be run by the city, but he would have the option if you didn't have a lot of money and you wanted to go to a cheap grocery store, you could go to the. I'm actually, more than anything, I'm interested to see what the city of New York comes up with as its generic brands for things. Because city run like Cheerios. What are we going to call those?
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. That's like Aldi's model, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a city-run version of Aldi, and I don't think there's going to be that many of them. I think he's planning on putting them in some of the lower-income parts of New York. So you have the option to shop at Gourmet Garage. You have the option to shop at Whole Foods if you want, or you can go to the city. So I don't know what the problem with that policy is.
Well, you do know the problem with that. It's just more. I mean, it's just taxpayer funded. It's more welfare.
Yeah, well, it is America first.
That's a tenuous argument, but also, where are you getting the real estate for that? Like,
That I don't know. I don't
also,
know. Also,
grocery stores operate on like a 1% profit margin. Like, grocery stores are not making a ton of money,
Right.
so you're going to have to lose a ton of money to be able to do that.
I think that I heard when it comes to the real estate that it's somehow available to the city already, so they won't have to pay the overhead of high rent fees. And I think I also heard that they won't have to do as much marketing or any marketing at all. It's just going to be a store that you know about if it's in your neighborhood, so you can save money on those. I don't know.
I mean, how much money we save?
Also, like, who gets to shop there? Anybody?
Don't know.
Maybe you got to make a certain amount a year or less to shop there. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how that'll work.
The grocery store part that doesn't really concern me that much. But they're making this a big deal, like having a Democratic Socialist win mayor of the city that is the financial capital of the world is kind of crazy. So there's a lot of people. You know who my new favorite guy is though? Bill Ackman. You familiar with that guy's game?
Loosely, yeah.
So Bill Ackman, he's, as far as I know, he was born on Twitter like 2 years ago.
That sounds about right.
The guy loves to post, and he writes paragraphs whenever he posts. He's a billionaire. He's a hedge fund manager. He's made a lot of money in his career. And then last week he was in a tennis tournament, a professional tennis tournament. So they had, I think it was like a champions. I forget what the name of it was, but it was a pro tournament, and he got in.
Bought his way in.
Bought his way in.
Yeah, I seen that.
Bought his way in, and he played.
Smoked up. He
got dominated. And then the tournament got a lot of shit because they're like, "Why'd you let this asshole play?" And then he was like, "Well, they thought it would bring eyes onto the tournament, be good publicity because me, Bill Ackman, a celebrity that you all know and love, is going to be playing like it's like inviting Charles Barkley into a pro-am." But with him, it's like, yeah, Bill, dude, you're just famous for being rich, and that's why you got in. It's because you gave them a shitload of money. He was paired up with Jack Sock, who is a great tennis player, like a legit pro. And just got his teeth kicked in.
Oh yeah.
Just got dominated.
Yeah.
And he was not happy with all the shit that he was getting online.
Yeah.
So he's spending a lot of money trying. He's actually considering running for mayor of New York to try to keep this guy Zoran from winning the nomination.
I don't care for New York much, to be honest.
Do you miss it all?
No. I miss New Jersey a little bit, but not New York.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I would live in Arizona, Scottsdale.
Oh yeah.
If it was up to me, yeah. Like if
you could deal with the heat out there.
Yeah, I could. It's like 3 months of like bad, like
I think it's pretty bad.
It is, but it's dry, so it's not like humid like Jersey. You know what I mean? Like it's very.
I would rather
dry.
live there than New York.
Where, Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona.
Yeah, I yeah.
Very few certainties in life. I'm never moving back to New York City.
Me, I would never move back to New York. I never lived in New York, only in Jersey. But, Florida, maybe, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Florida, but I mean, it is nice, really nice. But...
Somewhere warm would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about this about Zoran. $30 minimum wage he wants.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think people that work jobs should get paid enough money to live. I don't know what that number is.
Do you believe in a $30 minimum wage?
Well, where's the number? Where's the cutoff?
What do you mean?
And how do we establish? Because we have a minimum wage already, which you would agree is a good idea. Yes?
Sure.
You sound like you're not sure.
I believe in the market's ability to price labor.
But if you get all the money accumulated at the top, then they can just collude with each other and all agree to not pay.
Well, not if you need the... Labor is priced on its ability to be replicated. You make a lot of money because there are not a lot of people who can do what you do as well as you do, right?
Well, they can, but just don't tell them.
Okay.
That. Yeah.
Surgeons make a lot of money because there are not a lot of people who can replicate what they do.
Mm-hmm.
People who work minimum wage jobs don't make a lot of money because those are easily replicable, and you can find that labor cheap and quickly.
Mm-hmm. There are more people that are qualified for those jobs.
Correct. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to have a minimum wage, like, that's great. $30 an hour is asinine.
So what is the number?
I don't know.
But it's not 30.
Yeah.
Okay. 15?
Again, I believe in the market's ability to price things effectively. I don't.
So you don't believe minimum wage?
Like, at a reasonable level, sure. There should be.
Mm-hmm. But then we're always talking about what's reasonable.
Do you think $30 is reasonable?
Well, New York is really fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Everything
Here's
there.
expensive too, though.
Chicago is.
Yeah, like listen. I don't regret moving here at all.
Yeah.
I was told from certain sources this was way cheaper than New York, Jersey.
Yeah, not true.
It is not true at all.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about Big Cat?
No. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. It is what it is. Same shit. But it is not cheap here.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No.
Big cities are not going to be cheap.
No.
It is more affordable than New York, though. Considering what you get for your money. Right.
Well, I live in the burbs, so it's different for me.
Yeah, you can spend the same amount of money that you used to spend in New York, and things can still be expensive out here. But like, as somebody that used to live in New York City, what you got for your dollar in terms of like, especially living space.
Yeah, I mean in the suburbs, like if I compare my town now to New Jersey suburb, and it might be more.
Do you have a better house now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I lived in my mom's house in the basement.
Oh yeah.
But like in a New Jersey suburb, I'd compare that to similar town, similar people, similar like prices of houses. Maybe this would be a little bit more. Than
More
Jersey.
expensive?
Yeah.
And you're also putting a lot of money into your house.
Yeah, but I'm getting fucked on my taxes. Bad.
Yeah.
Bad. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But whatever.
How's it going with the house stuff?
Very good. House is good, man. Listen, I got no complaints. I bought a good bones to a house. I wasn't worried about what the house looked like.
The dentist office.
Correct. I wasn't worried about what it looked like on the outside. I just wanted to, like, inside, I knew I could fix it to how I wanted it to, like, be,
How's that going?
Great. It's done. I mean, the only thing I have left to do is the basement, but I don't think I'm going to do it because my house is already at a point. I got it, like, reappraised or whatever. I could dump 100,000, 70,000 into the basement, and it's my price of my house isn't going to go up 100,000.
I've always heard that if you spend money on your kitchen and your bathroom,
Kitchen and bathrooms, yeah, that's where the big money is. At.
that increases. the price of it.
Yeah. But there's certain things like that you so listen. And my neighbors, they know who they are with this one. I moved to this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nice neighborhood. I got no complaints. Neighbors are great. Everybody's nice. I was on the TikTok and I said, accents to your house that will make it pop more, in neighborhoods and stuff like that. The TikTok tell me black garage door,
Okay.
black gutters, black fascia, black soffit. Soffit is what's underneath that, I do it. Neighbors come to the house. Wow. The first house in the neighborhood to have a black garage door. First house to have black gutters. 3 months. That house did it. That house did it. Around the corner did it.
Yeah.
I started a movement.
Yeah, but that's good. You're a leader.
Yes.
That's increasing property value throughout the neighborhood?
Yes. I had a neighbor come to me the other day. He said, Jerry, this is bullshit. I said, what? What's wrong? I'm not going to mention no names. He said, Jerry, this is bullshit. I said, what's bullshit? He said, the house down the street. Look at that house. Go on Zillow and look at the house. They listed the house for $995,000. Your house is nicer. My house is nicer. Why the fuck did they list that for $995,000? I said, because that's the price they wanted for the house. He said, this house is never going to sell. I said, why would you hope that house doesn't sell?
You gotta
That's
hope
good
to
for
God.
You
that
gotta
house.
want that house. To
That's
sell.
great for you.
You gotta go out there and you gotta market for that.
The house sold over asking within 24 hours. on
There you
Zillow.
go.
And he's mad. I said, why are you mad? This is good for us.
That's
this
great.
is great for us.
Did they have the black gutters?
Yes, they have black, but they did some weird shit. They painted their shit.
What'd you do?
They didn't get the.
They didn't.
It's aftermarket paint.
Yeah, it's
that they put
it's
on
not
there.
that good stuff. But when you live in an area, you want your neighbor. You know how many people came up to me in the neighborhood, and because it was a dentist office, they had ugly green awnings on the house. It was like gross looking, and you know how many neighbors came to me when I was doing the house, like, dude, so happy somebody finally did something to this house. You know, it was like an eyesore in the neighborhood. You should always want your neighbors to be adding money to their house.
Yeah, I would say that you probably don't want to be the nicest house in
No,
your neighborhood,
for
right?
sure, 100%,
Because then
no.
you've probably put money into it that you
Exactly.
might not recoup on
Exactly,
the other end.
yeah.
But yeah, if the entire neighborhood
Yeah.
is selling for more, that's a great thing to have.
Exactly. You want that. You want that stuff. I think there's so much money in that. And
Flipping houses.
Yeah, I do, man. I'm just scared to do it.
What you ever thought about doing like a reality show? HGTV is very popular for a reason,
it is.
right?
It is. But like, I don't know. I mean,
Start off small, maybe like flip condos.
yeah, but like, I don't know. My realtor has like 10 properties.
Yeah.
And like, it seems like, how is that possible? Like, how do you, I don't understand how it's possible.
It's a full-time job to manage all that
Yeah,
stuff. But
like-
what if it was a Barstool reality show? Like
Yeah.
HJTV.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
You ever watch those shows?
Yeah, I did.
Like Chip and Joanna Gaines?
Yeah. But that guy's handsome and she's pretty. It's like, what do you got, a 5'5" fat guy doing it? It doesn't make sense.
But people would watch for you, Jared.
Yeah, true.
Like you think that you would be the prototypical children's television host? But you made Mr. Jerry.
Yeah, I do. I think that was a smash.
I think that would have been an all-time.
I honestly, I listen. I love you.
I didn't mean to bring it up if you're still.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah,
scarred from it. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
I love Big Cat.
Mhm.
I love everybody on PMT. I believe Mr. Jerry was competing with PMT.
Yeah,
I believe
you might be right. Like children's shows, people they love to watch them. They love to just put them on for the kids.
You think the hit came from the inside?
No, Big Cat would never do that. No.
Maybe he was
I
scared.
mean, if he saw he saw the episodes, right?
Yeah, he's
So he knew that the competition was coming.
No, it wasn't. Big Cat would never do that. No,
but it's
no.
like a neighborhood, right? Like if Mr. Jerry does really, really well, and then Jerry gets paid millions of dollars to host the show, me and Big Cat should be like, "That's awesome. That means that our price is going to go
Price
up.
went
too."
up,
Yeah,
sure.
Price of the bag just went up.
You just signed though pretty recently.
Year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah, listen, we're starting to think about that already, man.
Yeah. Listen,
you
I
never stop.
PFT. Look, you can check my chat GBT. I talk to the chat GBT and I tell them, look at my last few searches. How do you check for searches? I don't know.
Say the name of that thing again.
Chat GBT.
Say the letters.
Chat GBT.
Ah, see, I thought I heard that. It's a P.
Chat GPT.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was chat GBT.
No, it's a P.
GPT.
P. What's
Yeah.
the P for? What's GPT stand for?
What does GBT stand for?
I don't know. I thought it was a B.
How have you been going to?
Let
the
me look at the
website?
app. Are you right?
How did you look
I know
up
for
the
a
name of the
fact
app?
I'm right.
Chat. You're right. Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Okay. I talked to the chat GPT last night.
No, keep saying GBT. It's better.
And I tell them ways to make $1 million. Next biggest idea that can compete with Uber.
What does it say?
It's crazy stuff, bro. I'm big in the sobriety community. I love being sober. I love helping people and stuff like that. Ways to like help people, get sober and live a sober lifestyle while creating a brand around sobriety and stuff like that. They just give me good ideas. Some stuff is good. Some stuff is like. Then they talk about. I tell the guy on the chat GBT. I tell him, hey, stop coming up with AI stuff. I don't want AI stuff. I want real life stuff. You know what I mean?
You're asking
You
the
want
AI
it.
thing.
You want it to come alive.
Yeah, exactly. Because then they say, oh, this AI thing, this AI. I don't
It's
want
pitching
that.
you on its own thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
yeah.
want the AI. I want real ideas and stuff like that. But I like it because they respond in like a second. They'll
Yeah.
respond to you. You know what I mean? It's pretty. I don't know. I enjoy it. Some stuff is a good idea. Some stuff is bad. I had an idea, but I don't know if it's. Hank laughed at the idea.
He does that.
He said terrible idea, which I think it could be a bad idea. But I don't know. Maybe it could be good. So there's this golf app that reached out to me, and is this right for macrodosing? I don't know. I don't know if the listeners.
Anything you want is right for macrodosing.
Because I don't know if the listeners are gonna be like, "Oh, this kid's like
Open
fucking
forum.
idiot." Whatever. This golf company hit me up. Pretty much, their design is, you go to play golf, and we have this app that you can hire a personal caddy on there for $30, and then you tip them what you want to tip them. Okay, cool. Whatever. I like that idea. But then I said to myself, you got guys in this world like, Bobby Burger, Bob Does Sports, guys like Grant Horvat, like these creators.
Dropped out of that tournament the other day. See that?
Did he really?
Grant Horvat was going to play in a PGA
Oh,
tournament.
because he couldn't film.
They wouldn't let his camera in to do the stuff for
I've seen
YouTube,
that.
so he dropped out. Yeah.
But my question to Grant would be then isn't this going to be on TV?
Yeah, it's going to be on TV.
There's
but
your documentation there.
He wanted it for like his own channel, his own exclusive footage.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And yeah, I'm going to have to kick his ass in the Internet Invitational for that.
Yeah,
you don't disrespect the PGA of America. Not on my watch, buddy.
No. Anyway, guys like you, okay, could be on this app, but it is specifically designed for picture Cameo,
Yeah.
but in person. It's like, hey, I want to hire PFT, or I want to hire Jerry, or I want to hire Frankie or Bobby Burger to come with me on my bachelor party, or come with me and be my caddy for the day to hang out, enjoy a round of golf, and we will pay you X amount of money. So it's pretty much a caddy and an Uber,
Yeah.
but on a golf course.
Yeah.
And I asked Hank, he started laughing. And then I tell Big Cat, I said, hey, Dan, let me ask you something. I got this company that reached out to me, but I got an idea for it, a separate idea for this company that I'm going to pitch them. And I said, how much would you charge, you, Big Cat,
Yeah.
to be on this app? But then he gave me a crazy number. And I'm like, yeah, so I think it's for the lower end guys in the middle of the road type of golf creators, not your Bobby Burgers, not your 4Play rigs, not your Grants. It's for guys like me who aren't big in the golf community that are just known enough. You know what I mean?
I think you can go even bigger picture with it.
Okay,
and
say something. Talk to me.
Just people that have some form of celebrity, no matter if it's golf or whatever.
Okay,
because there's a lot of people out there that are maybe they're on an NFL team, right?
Okay,
maybe they're like a Luke McCaffrey.
Okay,
on the Washington Commanders. Okay,
right? Yes,
my guy Luke. He probably likes to play golf in his spare time, right? He probably enjoys it. It's a hobby of his.
Yes, wow.
And if he's on that app, it's like somebody could be like, "Hey, we'll pay Luke McCaffrey $500 to come join our foursome."
Yeah, $1,000.
And they've already taken care of the rereservation at the golf course. They've got the open spot.
Exactly.
All he has to do is show up, hang out, and play golf. And then they rate him at the end. Like if he's a total dud, if he doesn't want to hang out, he gets a bad rating on the app.
Of course.
If he's a solid dude, get the 5-star.
Yeah.
And then he can he gets to accept the invitations on his own time whenever he's got that time available.
Okay.
And really, the only ask for him is like go out and play a round of golf.
100. You know what, PFT? Let me explain something.
So I like the idea of the golf influencers, but I think it could be like
bigger than that.
Really Cameo.
100%.
Yeah.
So let me. I can play a round of golf with anybody, and I can enjoy it. I could play a round of golf with a random fan. I like going in my Twitter DMs or Instagram DMs, and it's like, hey Jerry, what are you doing this Sunday? Would love for you to come play golf with me and 3 of my buddies. Boom, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's like I enjoy actually meeting new people, connecting, and this isn't for pay. This is just to hang out and play golf.
Yeah.
But if you can get paid to do this, it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good idea.
I think it's a good idea. The downside would be like the celebrity agreeing to meet up with complete strangers.
Correct.
But at least you're doing it in a public place, a golf course.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? There's people all around.
I love meeting new people.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I mean? I don't know. I actually enjoy getting to know somebody. Talking with them and stuff like that, and learning about their life a little bit. You learn about my life. We enjoy our day. We're not here to shoot par. We're here to hang out, have fun, connect, and become friendly, and that's it.
I think that could be big on bachelor parties for sure.
Exactly. It's like, okay,
who would you pay for? Like, what do you think? What do you think Aaron Rodgers would charge?
I mean, those guys are different though. Like that guy's charging 250 grand, 500 a million. Like that.
You
That's
can text
not.
him and ask.
I know,
that's
but
true.
that's not who it's designed
Good point.
for. You know, it's not designed for those guys.
Yeah.
They don't need the money. They don't need. You know what I mean? Like those guys. I think it's for like the Luke McCaffreys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a millionaire, but like,
Is he?
Has to.
I don't know.
Has to.
3rd round pick. What was his signing bonus? Let's look that up.
For a 3rd round pick,
Yeah.
600, 700K.
Luke McCaffrey.
that sounds about right.
Well, he's
It
also-
might be up closer to $1 million.
Yeah.
He's got some money in his family too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, come on. Of course he does.
Oh yeah, Luke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you. Career earnings 1.6.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so but like, I don't know.
Do you think Arian would do that? Like
That
be
would
on
be
the website?
that would be awesome. He's been retired for a while.
Yep. He might
I
because
think he agrees. Like he likes golfing with other people, like learning about people and stuff like that.
I think that there's definitely a market for that. I mean, you're getting paid to play golf.
Exactly.
At that point,
It's
And
a dream.
If you're a good dude that likes to hang out with new people,
Exactly.
then you could make a lot of money on that app.
Yeah.
Like especially if Arian is actually the perfect demographic for this because he's retired,
Celebrity.
doesn't really have anything to do.
Yeah.
Besides this podcast sometimes and play golf. And so now you're paying him like his job for that day. I'm going to make $500 by going out and playing around the golf.
yeah.
And I would have done that anyways.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Jerry, it's a good idea. I also think that the HJTV is a good idea for you.
Yeah. What do you need? What do you need to start with? You need a million, a couple million to start that. No.
You think so?
I mean, for multiple houses.
I think we start with one house
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even a condo.
Yeah.
And maybe it's on these shows it's a lot of times it's somebody else that owns the condo or the house and they want to sell it, and then you charge money for your services fixing it up, and then they flip it and hopefully make more money on it. I don't know if you get like a
Yeah,
percentage
but who's
of it or
hiring
whatever.
me?
I think people would hire you.
I don't know about that.
Didn't you make a video when you moved in?
Yeah,
in
like
Chicago?
we did work. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we worked on the house and that. Yeah. But like,
What if someone's got like a real dump that they're trying to just get back to baseline?
that's easy. Yeah, that's more ideal. You
Yeah.
know, I can't do no like high end designer shit. You know what I mean? Like some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
The black garage door is interesting.
Yes, value goes up on your house with a black garage door.
I did not know that.
That's a fact.
I just bought a new garage door
Color.
like 4 weeks ago. Still haven't got it yet.
What color?
Black.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Value goes up.
Did not know that
Yes,
it increased the
100%.
value.
100%.
Is it normal for garage door people to be like, "Hey, we'll come fix it. We'll install the new door in like a month"?
No.
Okay, I might have gotten fucked.
No. I called up the place. It took them like 3 days to get the door in stock, and then they put it in.
Well, the guy was like, "This is custom."
Don't
door."
ever try to fix your garage door.
I did not. I did not.
Don't
try
ever
to-
do that. There's a spring on, you'll kill yourself.
Yeah, it's like super dangerous.
Yes, one of the most dangerous things of all time.
Those coils are wound so tightly.
You
that
will kill
they-
yourself.
They
You'll
snap.
die.
Yeah,
You'll die
they
in
just
your
cut
garage.
you right in half.
Yeah, you'll die in your garage.
That'd be a bad place to die. But
Yeah.
yeah, my first winter here in Chicago, it got so cold one week that my garage door froze to the
To the
ground,
bottom. Yeah.
and then I hit the button to raise the door,
Uh-huh.
and so the spring pulled up the top of it.
Mm.
The bottom stayed frozen,
Mhm.
split right down the middle,
Oh,
and
God.
it wasn't like a total split, but over the course of the last like year and a half,
Mhm.
it got worse and worse and worse until I was out of town. I was actually in Tahoe,
Mhm.
and I got a text from the dog walker, and it was like, "Hey, this is your garage right now, just completely split in half,
Oh, my God.
just totally split."
Jesus.
And I've been waiting on this damn garage door to come in for the last.
What do you
like, 3
have
weeks.
in your garage? Is it just concrete?
It is. I think it might be like a laminated concrete.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got the little sparkles in it?
It doesn't have the sparkles,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
I feel like there's a coating on it, some sort
Does
of.
it
coating.
look like it's just concrete?
Yeah,
You need to get the sparkles.
get the sparkles are nice, right?
Yeah.
I really like
Value.
those.
Good value.
JJ, have you seen the TikTok videos of the guys who coat driveways in like that? It's black. I don't know if it's laminate, like what it is, but it looks amazing.
Really? No, I never seen
Yeah.
it.
Search like driveway coating.
Driveway
They're
coating.
so satisfying.
Driveway coating.
If I had a house, that'd be first on my list.
What are your most satisfying genres of videos, Big T?
I was huge
Oh,
into
these Big T?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
nice.
I was huge into rug cleaning for a while. Haven't really been on that in
Mhm.
some time. I'll do a sand cutting
Yeah,
every now and then. I love the driveway videos. Stuff like that.
You like the power washing too, right?
Oh, yeah. And the guy who cuts the crazy lawns for free.
Yeah, that guy's
that
awesome.
guy's great.
Yeah. I do have some news.
Okay.
Since we've been talking, and I can't believe he did this as soon as Brace got off, we do have a new post on Truth Social.
Okay.
And it is a doozy.
All right, hit me. Does it start out with my boys and in some cases
I really
gals?
wish it did.
Okay.
I wish it did. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the Line 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia, parentheses, no, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom, and even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. That's all one sentence, by the way, and there's no period. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. That's funny. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into this, quote, bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I've had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. Wow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again.
I don't want you back.
Yeah, I just really don't understand. Like, what are you doing, dude?
It's very strange because like this has been the critique that I've had of the Democrat Party for a long time is specifically when it comes to the Epstein stuff. Like, you didn't really do shit about it.
So
you allowed the Jeffrey Epstein case to be co-opted by like it was mostly a right wing thing, and it should have been a big thing for everybody.
I was going to ask Brace about that.
Especially the left wing. Yeah.
Like, and I don't want the question to sound like I'm absolving the Trump administration, but why didn't Biden do anything about this? Like, it just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
For, I mean, I don't understand. Dude, you're the one that said you were going to do this.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, maybe that was a great move by like if he had all the facts that the Trump administration has put out
and just shut up.
Well, if Biden had put that out and be like, here's the video, and it's the video that doesn't show shit, then everybody would have been like, fuck you, Biden.
Right.
What are you doing? Maybe his best move was actually not doing anything.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how he's saying that this is a Democratic thing. To me, it seems like most of the outrage has been from the right on this, and the Democratic response has just been like, sit back and just watch the chaos.
Yeah, he's got somebody in his ear that is, I don't know, man.
Might be Bannon. I do want to see the Bannon interview though. I had forgotten about that, but yeah, he was like doing PR for old Epstein back in the day. Jerry, I want to check in with you real quick.
Yes.
We got NFL season. It's so close.
So close.
Can you feel it?
Couple days.
Couple days. What is
End
it?
of the 31st. End of the
2
month.
weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Days.
We got the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
2 weeks.
Yeah. And
2 weeks.
end of July is the Hall of Fame game, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's here, buddy.
When does camp start?
Next week,
Let's see.
right?
It varies a little
gotta
bit
be.
by teams. When does training
Steelers are one of
camp
the later ones. I know that.
start? NFL 2025. When do we start camp here? 2025 training camp start dates for each NFL team. Don't make me sift through all this shit. The Cardinals start on the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons 23rd. The Ravens rookies report yesterday,
Wow. Quick.
but the
That's
veterans
early.
are on the 22nd. The Bills, same thing,
Mm-hmm.
22nd. Yeah, we're into it right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's football season.
It's amazing.
Officially official.
It's amazing.
So yeah, how are we feeling though? Like,
I feel good. Listen,
excited?
I was nervous. Like when the Steelers got. Hey, I'm recording. I'll call you right back. Okay. All right. Bye. Baby mama just got to make sure her water didn't break.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if she called, she's the only one I would answer.
Are we that
Right.
close?
Yeah.
We're in the zone now, right?
3 weeks.
Yeah. So it could be
Could be
any
any
day
day now. So I apologize, but I always have to answer that. You know,
by all
just
means,
out of
yeah.
respect.
Girl dad.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it, Jerry.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous.
I know, but you're gonna love it.
Are you sharing the name?
What do you mean?
The name of the
No
child?
no name.
Or
But-
were you sharing the gender?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
I don't.
all right.
I care less about it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Boy, girl, whatever. What was I saying? I was saying something.
Football.
I get so many calls. Oh my god.
Yeah, football.
Okay, football. Okay.
Yeah.
When the Steelers got smoked up against the Ravens,
Yeah.
I mean they got pissed on. They got shelled.
It was
in that
never
game.
close.
It was never close. Derrick Henry ran all over them. And I'll be the first to say it. I was just like, dude, just fucking blow it up. That's it. Just blow it up, and that's it. Start all over again.
Yeah.
You know. But then they make you buy back in, Eric. They make you like they draft these two defensive tackles that are really good. They get the running back from Iowa. They go get Rodgers. They go get Ramsey, and then you're like, holy shit! They're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
like they're not just fucking.
No, this is an all-in season.
Oh yeah, 100%. So now I'm at the point where I am fully back in. As long as they give T.J. Watt what he deserves, which they should, and I think they will.
Is he going to go to training camp?
I don't believe so. I mean, he just had a kid, and what do you need him to go to training camp? Okay, the year that he held out all those weeks up until he went to the office was like, dude, I want to sign a deal. That's it. I want to go.
Yeah.
He tied the sack record.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's been working out. I've seen pictures. He looks good. He's in shape.
Pool? Is he in the pool?
No pool.
No
which
more
is,
pools.
Which is good. I think he took my advice from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But, new dad, let him do what the fuck he wants. Who gives a fuck? He's the best player on their team, whatever. He's going to be coming in shape. He works out every day, whatever. They can win, Eric. I'm telling you, they can win. For the last couple years, they've had the defense to compete. They've had the defense to keep them in games, and their defense got better. Adding Ramsey, Slay, those type of guys, they got better. The defensive tackles, you know what I mean? They have gotten better to the point where I actually believe Rodgers doesn't have to be great. He just has to be 20% better than Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And you can win 2 playoff games.
Yeah.
If they have a defense that can keep them in every game. It doesn't matter who they play.
You get 2 home playoff games. I would say that you would have a chance if Rodgers is playing like even good football.
Exactly. Yeah. So like it's gotten to the point where I'm pretty much all the way back in, and this is like their final like, let's go do it.
Now or never?
Now or never.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because you've probably, I don't know if you experienced both as a Steelers fan,
Okay.
but there's a different type of frustration that comes with having a team that has a great defense
Yes.
and a shitty offense
Yeah.
than a team.
I've experienced both.
Yeah, than a team that might have like a good offense and a really shitty defense.
Yeah. Remember the AB years? That
That's
was great
right.
offense, horrible defense.
Yeah, I think they made some big plays on defense occasionally.
Yeah.
They would splash.
Yeah, for sure.
But they were not the Pittsburgh Steelers as we know them.
No, they would let up 28 points a game.
Which would you rather have?
Great defense.
Great defense, bad offense, but dude,
For
how frustrating is it though to watch Najee twice up the middle?
I know,
and
I
then
know.
like a 2-yard out to Freiermuth.
But you got to think about it. Who's my favorite player?
TJ.
Exactly. So, like, okay, I'll put it this way. Did I have more fun watching the AB years? Yes, of course. But would I rather watch my best friend have a sack and do the celebration? Yes.
The Jerry celebration.
Yes.
He does that for you.
When we asked him that question,
He thought about it.
he thought about it.
He thought about it.
I tell you what, Eric. Over under 2.5. Career sacks for TJ Watt. Over under 2.5. He gets the sack, and one of his within the first 10 seconds, I came to mind.
Your face pops into his
Yeah.
brain. I'd say over.
I would say over too.
I would think, especially sometimes he does the celebration and he puts a little extra on it.
And he looks into that
He
camera
looks
too.
at the camera. He's looking at you.
100%.
So what's the celebration? Sometimes he like adds a little extra too. He does a
Mm-hmm.
leg kick. Does he ever do the salute afterwards?
No,
Has he ever done that one?
no. There is a picture, and I don't know if Mad Dog could find it. There's a picture of me and TJ Watt side by side
Yeah.
doing the celebration. and we look the exact. You ever seen this picture?
I got it. Let's bring that up.
I don't know if you could find it though.
Is it of you kicking your leg?
Yes.
Hold on. I have you doing it.
No, it's the side by side.
I believe it. I believe it, Jerry. It's not every sack.
No. But it was like,
I think if you're playing like a shitty opponent,
yeah,
and it might be his second or third sack of the game,
yeah,
he might think about you.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. It has to. I'll find it one day and show you, Eric.
Okay.
Somebody like screen grabbed it and then put TJ next to it. Whatever.
What about you, Big T? As a fan of the Tennessee Volunteers, is it more fun? Do you enjoy football more when your offense is great, your defense is shitty, or when your defense is great, your offense is shitty?
I mean, I really just want the team to win, but I will say last year, like, we had an unbelievable defense and the offense wasn't that great. And even the games we won, like, they weren't that fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we trailed in most of them at one point. Yeah, I love it when we have like a high-flying offense. That's great. I just want to win, though.
I think there's a certain level of demoralization that you get from watching a team that's great on offense, bad on defense, where it's so exciting when you're playing offense.
No, I disagree because I've experienced both just in the last few years. When you have, like, in 2022, Tennessee's defense was not good. The offense was unbelievable. Alabama scores, what was it, 52-49? They score 49 points. You're like, all right, we'll just go score again.
You're never out of it. Yeah.
Right. Last year, I think we had like 3 straight SEC games where we didn't score in the first half. Like, we go into halftime down 3-0, and you're like, we should be up 20 points right now.
Yeah.
And that's so much worse.
And you start bargaining before games. You're like, if we can get a score on defense.
Yeah.
Like, you need your defense to contribute.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if the offense is shitty, it's like, doesn't matter how great your defense can play. You're not going to be able to move the ball.
They can't hold them under 0. So at some point, you've got to go score.
Yeah. Well, get a safety, get a pick six. I've had both sides. I'd say that it makes, if you have a good defense and bad offense, that will make you stop loving football.
It's just not enjoyable to watch.
It's so painful.
Yeah.
But if you have a great offense, it's exciting. But then you're like, on defense, the level of fear that you feel is something that you don't necessarily get.
But you're already resigned to, okay, if we get a stop, amazing. If we don't, we'll just go score again. It's fine.
So what do you think about Ramsey? Big addition on defense, right?
I mean, people say I don't think he's washed.
He's
bro.
not washed.
He's not washed.
People say washed about everything.
Yeah, no, he's not washed, dude. He still can compete, man. He's still physical. He still could play. I love it. Are they going to play him at safety? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do.
Who won the trade?
I figure, okay, this is the trade. The trade was,
for a while you thought you didn't give anything up.
correct.
For a while it was you just thought that it was
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey's been traded to the Steelers because the Steelers are a winning organization
Exactly.
and it's the right thing to do for Jalen.
Yeah. So if you think about it, it's pretty much just Jalen Ramsey for Minka Fitzpatrick, and the Steelers got Jonnu Smith for free.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it like that.
But you were down on Minka last year.
I've been down on Minka for 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is this. People say, like, okay, he hasn't had no picks, no interceptions, no splash plays. But also the way they used him was like they pretty much put him 20 yards off the ball and just said, hey, you're the guy who we just can't get beat. You're the guy who stays back there and just make sure nobody has a 45, 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown against us. But, I mean, I think his better years are for sure way behind him.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, like, he's still a great tackler, don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't know. You know, I felt like he was a great Steeler for a couple years, and I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of his. I'll support him in Miami and stuff like that. But, like, hey, what position to you is more important, safety or cornerback? Now the Steelers have 3 guys who pretty much can play man versus man, you know?
They've got great secondary. Yes, I would agree
you
with that.
know? And that's been a problem for them for a very long time.
Yeah. How are you feeling about Mike Tomlin?
I go back and forth with him, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dick for a pussy. Pussy for a dick, sorry.
Yeah, you know, and then I say he's got a pussy for a dick, and then I actually suck his dick when he wins. You know, it's just like
suck his pussy.
Yeah, suck his pussy when he wins. I should have said suck his dick. But yeah, like it's hard to be it's hard to be out fully on a guy. Like I of course it's Twitter. I say with whatever, you know, out of rage and anger and stuff like that. You know, I'll say some stuff, but like it's hard to be angry and out on a guy who at least has kept you competitive for 2 decades.
Yeah, with some bad players.
Exactly, with bad quarterback play and like, you know what I mean? And besides Ben, but like.
But this is the year where I think that Tomlin, by getting a good quarterback, like be careful what you wish for if you're Mike Tomlin.
True.
Because the expectations are going to be higher. Like going into last season.
Oh, yeah.
I know you love Russie.
Yeah.
You'll always have a place in your heart for Russie.
But you listen, you and Dan were right. I'll say that. You and Dan were right. They just be careful what you ask for.
Be careful what you in this case, it's like if Tomlin doesn't win a playoff game.
Oh yeah, I think it's curtains.
It might be curtains for
I think
Mike
it's curtains.
Tomlin. He might just step away.
He might.
Are you afraid of the Ravens?
I'm afraid of the Ravens in the playoffs. I'm not afraid of them in the regular season.
You afraid of Lamar Jackson in the playoffs?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's listen. I gave him shit for a long time. He's good, man.
Yeah,
he's fucking good.
Give me your top 5 coaches that have a dick for a dick.
Dick for a dick.
Yeah, a big dick for a dick.
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Who? Kyle?
Yeah.
Dick for a dick.
Dick for a dick.
No
stutter?
chance.
You don't think he's got dick for a dick?
No.
What do you think he's got?
He's a great coach, Big T.
Like big clit?
You think he's a bad coach?
You watch him in the Super Bowl?
Okay, fair. But
every time he's there?
It sounds like you're making the case for
Then his
Kyle
dick
Shanahan
shrivels
right
up.
now.
Yeah, okay, but he's still got a dick for a dick.
But you also said every time he's been in the Super Bowl multiple times.
Oh, okay. Y'all are regular season guys. That's fine.
He's saying this as a Falcons fan.
True.
Which
Okay,
I understand.
Do you remember what he did?
No, I don't remember what he did.
When he was the Falcons OC in the Super Bowl? His dick shriveled up to a
fair,
tic-tac.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
And he lost the game.
He's emotionally scarred.
That's a reasonable reaction for Big T.
Fair.
I'll
He's
give him
the
that.
only person involved with the NFL that I have really any strong feeling toward whatsoever, positive or negative, and I hate him.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Understandable.
All right, but you still said this is your list.
Shanahan.
So, Shanahan.
Vrabel.
Yep.
Campbell.
Yep.
3.
Agreed.
You agree with Campbell?
Yes.
Okay, good. All time or right now?
Right now.
Andy Reid, Shanahan, Campbell. I say LaFleur.
Really?
I would. What
about Sirianni?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what, Big T? You're probably right. Listen, I hate the expressions he has on TV sometimes.
Yeah.
But
he grew a dick
he
last year.
Emotes too
last
much.
year he grew that dick.
Yeah.
He'd be my 5.
Yeah.
You know what he does? The kids say now? He aura farms.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he has looked into the camera a few times. The crying.
He knows when he's on camera.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. He does.
That's a good poll.
You did not mention John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh.
I don't like either of them. I like Chargers.
Okay.
I don't like the Ravens.
They did visit the.
You know who's got the pussy for the dick?
Who?
Did you see that clip with Burrow?
Oh, Zach Taylor. Yeah.
That is pussy for dick to a T.
Pussy for a dick energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's simp energy.
PDE.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right. Well, dude, I'm so excited about football. I cannot wait.
Can't wait.
I can't wait to sit in the gambling cave with Jerry.
Oh my God, it's gonna be
and
great.
to lose that first parlay week 1.
Yes.
That's gonna
Deontay
hit.
Johnson, and he's
That is going to hit.
College football week 1 this year is loaded.
Who we got?
Texas, Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Notre Dame, Miami.
Give it to me.
FSU, Bama.
Fuck yes.
LSU, Clemson.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones.
That's a great. That's week 1.
Tennessee, Syracuse.
Do we have any
People are
good?
saying biggest game of the weekend.
Do we have any good week 0 games?
I don't think so. Well, the Ireland game this year, I think it's Farmageddon. I think it's Iowa State, Kansas State,
That's good.
which is such a hilarious game to play in Ireland.
That's a great game.
Looking right now, Saturday, August 23rd. Yeah, Iowa State, Kansas State, 11 a.m. in Dublin. Fresno State, Kansas is that day. That's sneaky. That could be sneaky.
All right, I can't wait. I fucking cannot wait.
I'm going to Ohio State, Texas. I'm very excited.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Lee Corso's last game.
I know. I want to see if I could spot him.
You'll spot him.
with his little Buckeye
He'll be up there.
They
mascot
got a big
on.
desk.
Brutus mascot on.
Yeah, big desk, pretty big
Although
set.
they'll be in the stadium, I guess, because that game's at noon.
Be a crowd there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Can't
I'm
wait.
excited.
Can't wait. What are you looking forward to the most about football season, Big T?
Here's my favorite thing about college football. I wake up on Saturday morning. I usually, on a college football Saturday, I make either cinnamon rolls or like crescent rolls.
I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, I save those for football season.
You're a baker.
Yeah, well, I mean, you pop them in the fucking.
That's what baking is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not making them from scratch though. I
you're
put them in the
You're
oven.
not mixing. You're not blending. Yeah.
I do a perfect ratio of frosting though on the cinnamon rolls. I'm 99th percentile in the world at frosting a cinny. Getting dressed on a college football Saturday is one of my favorite things. You look at all the polos. You're like, which one is it going to be today?
You put on a Tennessee polo, maybe a Tennessee hat.
Yeah.
Big day. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Only
a
in
lot
football
of
season.
lot of decisions to make.
Yeah.
Well, this is like this isn't a football polo, right? And nor is this hat. This is a casual fit.
Yeah. It's you're not discriminating. Which sport? Are you supporting the school or are you supporting their sports?
This is an alumni polo. This is a school shirt.
Yeah.
This isn't like I would never wear this to a game.
No.
You get dressed, you have your cinnamon roll, you're watching College Game Day, and you're just looking at the whole board. It's 54 degrees. Scratch that. It's 49 degrees. And you're like, man, today is going to be a good day.
You put the Q-zip on?
Yeah. And it's like today's going to be awesome.
What do you? What's the temperature where you decide to layer? If I tell you it's 55 degrees.
55.
College football Saturday.
I'll tell you what I do. I would do half and half. I'd still go khaki shorts, but I would go Q-zip.
You got a plan.
Yeah. And then under 50, I would switch to jeans.
I like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a pants guy? Team pants guy?
No. I've looked into it a time. Well, I say that. You know what just happened.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Chalamet was rocking the checkerboard.
Yeah.
Big T showed that to me before.
I
Yeah.
was at a Dillard's over the 4th of July.
Okay.
Great store. I wish they were everywhere. And I saw a pair of orange khaki shorts. And they're not quite Tennessee orange. They're closer to a salmon. But I was like, I think I could make this work. So potentially this season you might see if on a day I go with a white polo, maybe we look at the orange shorts.
You don't go orange on orange.
No, because they wouldn't match. It'd look terrible.
Different color orange.
Yeah. It would have to be with a white polo.
But when people see you wearing that, aren't they going to be like, Big T, that's not the correct Pantone? If you lose that game not wearing the right orange.
That's fair. You may have to do it for New Mexico State or
yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't, now that I'm thinking through it, I would never break that out for a big game.
No.
Big game has to be
pants.
Meat and potatoes. You know what you're going for.
Yep. An established.
I have my 4 or 5 polos that are for big game days.
Vanderbilt?
Well, here's the thing about Vandy. Not a big game, but I usually attend it.
Yeah.
So obviously when you go to a game, you're putting on your best as well.
And then you might also do the checkerboard in the stadium, so that kind of.
No, we don't do that for Vandy.
Okay.
We do that it's usually like on odd years we play Florida and Bama at home. It's usually for Florida. And then even years we play Florida at home. Odd years, I'd assume it'll be Georgia this year.
Okay. Man, Big T, I'm so excited for
you. Got me fired up about waking
the
up on an October
rolls.
Saturday.
What do you plan like for lunch?
Well, I usually do that, and then I usually come here, and then about 2 or 3 o'clock, we'll order something, whatever.
Yeah. God damn, football's here.
Yeah,
we made it, guys. It's a long off season.
It is very long.
It really is, and we are officially here. Training camp started. And we made it through the whole podcast without talking about Terry McLaurin. So that's good. Everything's fine. It'll be fine.
You're good.
Everything is totally fine.
He ain't
Terry,
going nowhere.
I almost said last night that he's a 1 uniform guy, but that's not true. He would be a 3 uniform guy because he's a Redskin, a football team, and a commander.
True.
He's a 3 uniform guy.
Wow.
What?
3 generations.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. He's been – the thing about Terry is I know that wide receivers get worse after they turn 30.
Yeah.
Right? Historically, you can look at that trend. But this is a guy, like, you want to send a message to your team that if you do the right things, you will be rewarded.
Yeah.
And he's been a great player throughout some shitty years with bad quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And he's always showed up, always played hard, always been a great teammate. That's a guy, you want to send a message that if you do the right things,
You'll get rewarded.
You'll be rewarded.
Yeah.
And he did get paid a couple years ago, but we need to pay him again.
100%.
You got to keep
They
paying
will.
him.
They will.
And I don't know if you would put him in the same class as a Justin Jefferson. Probably right below that.
Yeah.
Certainly, like Garrett Wilson just kind of
For sure.
set the market, I think, of what Terry should be paid. I think that's an exact contract that you can copy. We got to get it done.
You
And
will.
I think they're going to get it done.
You will.
They have to get it done.
You don't think Jaden's pushing for it?
Jaden's pushing for it,
100%.
which is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great. But yeah. All right. Well, that was Macrodosing. Hope you guys had a good time listening. Hope you learned something. And
It's a fun episode.
yeah, fun episode. We will see you guys next week. Love you guys.